football teams are better than y'all's, but y'all don't have to hide from us. Where the hell the rest of y'all are? There he is. Keel. Oh, he don't want to show up from his Cowboys. I understand.
Oh wow!
And
All
so
right. Well,
in USC lost. Oh my God, Keel had the worst weekend out of all of
hey, you know what? I ain't
us.
even tripping. But we gonna talk about all that in a second. But what up, C man? You know, big LSU in the building.
Wow, what's the deal, Mr. C, the trendsetter, aka the whole damn show? I'm here. Boot up and shut up. You already know what it is, man. Big LSU, big Saints right here. I'm talking about.
No doubt, no doubt. And then of course I got my brother HQ. Look, I got your back. You see, you always try to turn on your boy, but I got your back. Hey, in the MBS league, you know, I am the top gunner, you know, undefeated in that thing. But I got Keo, man. Keo came up another impressive win. What up, Keo?
What's up, man? I heard what Yvonne said. For your information, the
Uh-huh.
reason why I wasn't on camera, I was making sure we were live on YouTube and Twitter. That's why I wasn't on camera.
Fair, fair.
Talk to this man.
But
Talk to
no,
him.
yeah, it was a bad week for me. In sports, USC lost. In a quote big game against Penn State. And then obviously, man, they need to fire Mike McCarthy. There you go, man. I'm sorry, man. Jesus
Hey,
Christ, man.
hey, Kill, I feel the same way about DA, man. So we in the same building. I know she don't want to hear that, man, but it's the truth, man.
Uh nah, but outside of that, my like I mentioned on yesterday's show, my cousin got married. So you know that was one good thing that happened to me outside of my fantasy team. Um but yeah, man, ready for today's show. We got a busy week. I feel like I've never gotten off of here yet because yesterday we did our our recap show where we recap college football and the NFL. Um, Earlier today, me and C3 was on. We talked about the end game card that's coming up. They got Cassidy and John the Don going down this weekend. MBS's own Danny Myers is on that card also. Um, we got a couple people pulling up. I wanted to do more interviews coming up this week. Got T Top pulling up, Sirius Jones pulling up. So I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend. And actually, Yvette actually returned back to MBS. Let's talk about it. Like earlier today, we did a show earlier today, but today we got the MBS show, man, episode 62. We got a lot to talk about from the NBA, college football. There's some trades that we need to talk about in the NFL. So, the ALCS is going on right now with the New York Yankees, um, battling the Cleveland Guardians. Okay, I guess that's their
I don't
name.
know why y'all shaking. You don't even watch baseball. Calm down.
Shut up, man! You don't even know what
No,
you
I'm
don't
talking
you
about
don't
Yvonne. I
you.
wasn't even talking about you.
Oh, okay. My apologies. My bad.
Yeah, nobody
Um,
reaches that.
the WNBA Finals is tied 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Lynx, Connecticut. No, the
New York
Liberty
Liberty.
and the Connecticut Sun. No, Minnesota Lynx. My bad. Um,
Minnesota. Yeah.
Tied 1-1. So that series continues this week also. But with that being said, man, we're gonna start things off with the NBA kicks off in the NBA season kicks off in next week. Tip off next week and Wednesday. Um, Hold on, let me bring C back. The NBA season kicks off next week on Wednesday on the 22nd. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna do our yearly NBA 2024-2025 season predictions, man. So we're gonna get this thing started right away, man. Um, First off, I wanted to ask you guys, man, going into the season right now, what is the biggest storyline to you guys right now going into this season?
The disrespect towards Jason Tatum, even after winning a championship. I'll go that route. They just constantly disrespecting that man, and you'll find out in a few minutes what I think as far as what's gonna happen. But yeah, I think Jason Tatum, man, and the Boston Celtics, despite winning the NBA championship, I do think that they're being disrespected, and that's crazy because they're still loaded, and now they're gonna be angry about the whole situation, and they're gonna come back again, and we'll talk about see what they'll do.
Okay. To me, honestly, as weird as it sounds, the most I've heard from the NBA in the offseason, besides Bronny and LeBron playing together, was the Knicks.
Yeah.
How far can the Knicks go fully healthy and now having Karl Anthony Towns? That's what I'm interested in seeing is the Knicks' full potential and if they actually benefit from this trade. Obviously, they also picked up Bridges. So the Knicks are expected to be a true contender. And obviously, the NBA is always better. Pretty much any sport is when a New York team is hot and doing well. So for me, it's how far the Knicks can take it.
Okay. All right. C's having issues with getting on. For me, man, I'm going with the Lakers, though, man. It is the Lakers. It is the Lakers, though. You know, you've been hearing the storylines a lot. With obviously with Bronny, with LeBron returning back, with AD on the team, you got a new coach with JJ Redick. I think that's a huge storyline going into this year's NBA season, and I think it's gonna continue to be a storyline for the Los Angeles Lakers because they just people just happen to talk about the Lakers, even if they're doing good or if they're doing bad. So I think those are the big storylines going into this season though, man. Okay, so we're gonna talk about wh- who who are your biggest sleepers this year going into this season?
Okay. Um, I got two. I know Yvonne's gonna say all that. Go with their biasness. One's the Pelicans. I do like what the Pelicans have done this offseason. Adding somebody like DeJounte Murray, I think that's a big thing for them. And I do think if Zion, now I've always said Zion has to be in shape. If he's not in shape, just cancel everything I just said, what I'm about to say, and just it's not what's up. So to me, I like DeJounte Murray with that lineup. I thought they'd have to give up Brendan Ingram to get him. They didn't. They may still trade Brendan Ingram, but I do like the Pelicans. I think they're a sleeper. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship. It is simply a sleeper. But the team that I really think is the biggest sleeper in the W, I mean, I keep saying W because, the W is lit right now, the
Yes,
WNBA.
sir. Choo
But,
choo.
but in the NBA,
Yeah.
the San Antonio Spurs. I told y'all Castle was the best player coming out in that draft, in my opinion. They have Victor, who's probably going to take that next leap. You bring in a guy like Chris Paul, who can lead a team, I believe. He hasn't won anything, but he does bring that veteran leadership to that team. And he's grimy. I think that he's gonna fit in with what they got going on. Still got Pop there. We know Pop's one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. I really think that the Spurs may shake up some things in the West, and they're my biggest sleeper.
Go ahead, see.
So we're talking the biggest sleeper.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not. I'm not sure if you can consider him a sleeper. We talking about sleeper as far as being a successful team, or sleeper as in winning the championship sleeper.
Sleeper as in a team that could surprise people that this year.
Um, I like the Pelicans as well. But when you look at it, it is based off if Zion is healthy. But when you look at it, last year the Pelicans, as a matter of fact, the last 2 years, as long as Zion was healthy, they were in the upper echelon of the West. The minute he gets hurt, all right, you add DeJounte Murray to that, and now you have a true point guard and somebody who can actually play defense. So, now we have what we need as far as a point guard taken care of. Zion's a monster. He can't be held. Nobody can hold him in the league. And I mean, you got everything that's around him. Brandon Ingram, if he comes to play, he's one of the best. He's one of the best fours. Well, I got a three. He's one of the best threes in the league, and you can't really go wrong with that. So if you got at least all three of them clicking on all cylinders, I see them not only making the playoffs but making a run in the playoffs. I don't see anybody wanting to play them. Now I say playoffs, not play-in team. There'll be a playoff team, top 5.
Okay, wow.
If Zion stays healthy, they're a top 5 team in the West.
Okay, I'll go with my sleeper, a team that could go far, but I don't expect them to win. That's the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Ja Morant is back, finally going to be healthy. Hopefully he's staying out of trouble. Marcus Smart, we know, is a tough player. Desmond Bane has improved. And what if Zach Edey is actually a stud in the NBA? That would be a huge pickup. I don't know if Edey's going to be that good, but we're about to find out, and maybe he is. Maybe he ends up surprising everybody. Jaren Jackson is a good player. I think if the Memphis Grizzlies are healthy, I can see Ja Morant being top 3 in MVP voting, but that's if everything goes perfectly for them. And I could see them making a push to the Western Conference Finals. Don't think they'll end up there, but I wouldn't be shocked. One thing I noticed, though, is no one said the Thunder, and it's because I think everybody expects the Thunder to be really, really good.
Right.
You know what's crazy? I was looking at some NBA Finals odds before we came on. I was just interested to see what Vegas thinks. Vegas thinks that the Oklahoma City Thunder have the second best odds to get to the finals besides the Celtics. I'm actually shocked. At least FanDuel has it that way. And I can't believe that because I'm like, wow. I did not expect. Obviously, we expect the Thunder to be good and even more improved than last year. But second best odds to get to the finals, a little shocking for me.
Okay.
I got a sleeper that I think they're going to be better than people think they are going to be, and that's the Rockets. I think they'll be better than. I don't think anybody expects anything from them. So I think that they'll be better than that. I don't see playoff team. I say right outside the play-in. I say they probably win, 30-something, maybe 40 games.
Okay. My sleeper is the Sacramento Kings. I like the addition with DeMar DeRozan. This team was a very exciting team to watch last season with De'Aaron Fox. You had Sabonis on there. And you add DeMar DeRozan with another scoring option. I think this is going to be a dangerous team to go against. I think the issue with this team is that they just got to stay healthy. Like, how healthy can DeMar DeRozan be? Can Sabonis stay healthy? Can De'Aaron Fox stay healthy? But I think this is a team that can make a lot of noise and that could compete with a lot of the teams in the Western Conference. All right, before we get to our predictions, man, give me a team that will be the biggest disappointment this year in the NBA.
Ooh, good question.
The biggest disappointment.
I got one.
Go ahead.
The Dallas Mavericks.
What?
Dallas Mavericks.
Wow.
They made. I really do believe this, and I know Yvonne's not going to agree with me. They missed their opportunity. They made their finals appearance. I think right now, the way the NBA is going, there's going to be somebody different every year coming out of there, somebody that you're not going to expect every year that's going to make a run. I feel like they made their run last year, and they missed their opportunity. I can see them. What were they, like the 5th or 6th seed last year?
Mm-hmm.
They added Klay Thompson, so I'm gonna keep them around that same fifth, sixth seed. But I don't see them getting out of the second round of the playoffs. Um, I just don't see it. They I can't say they're gonna take a step back because I don't think they'll be lower than fifth or sixth, but I don't see them going back to the finals, most definitely. So
Okay.
I think that'll be the biggest disappointment because a lot of people are looking at them, but with just the addition of Klay to be one of those upper echelon first, second seeds, make it back to the finals type of teams, and I can't see it happening.
Okay, I'll name two. I know everybody's excited about the Knicks, but the Knicks are not winning the championship. I
No,
get it. A lot of people are hyping that up. The Knicks are not winning the championship. But so I'll say that they won't live up to the expectations. But the other team I'll say, just because of what we thought these last few years, and maybe not C, I know C, you're gonna be like, I ain't never thought that. But the Clippers, I think the Clippers are gonna fall all the way off. I think you lose Paul George this offseason. You know Kawhi's history of injuries. And I just think when you look at the Clippers, you're gonna be saying to yourself, man, you had Chris Paul in the Lob City. You had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and you never won anything. And you could add to that James Harden, Russell Westbrook, all that stuff. If you want to throw it in there, and I just think that the Clippers are going to fall off. I don't think the Clippers are going to make the playoffs this year.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you stole my answer, X. It was the Clippers. I don't know what they were thinking. Why would you let Paul George go because you don't want to pay him, but you want to pay older James Harden? I don't understand at all. I guess maybe because Paul George is a little more injury prone. I don't know. But James Harden disappears in big moments. He's only getting older. We know what's going to happen. Eventually, he's going to get fed up and want to leave like he does everywhere he is. Kawhi's
that shit done. He's where he's gonna be at, unless he's a bench warmer.
Yeah, I don't know, but Kawhi, it looks like he's not going to start the season off. So typical Kawhi's always hurt. Even though I'm a Kawhi fan, he's always hurt. I don't like their depth. I don't like their bench at all. I don't. I don't like the direction the Clippers are going in, and I never understood them letting go of Paul George and not wanting to pay him. But you want to keep older James Harden, just doesn't make sense. Paul George had better chemistry with Kawhi than James Harden did. I don't understand the move. I would have moved on from James Harden. I would have never brought James Harden there, in my opinion. So I think that the Clippers have completely screwed this thing up and have only gone backwards.
Yeah, man. I agree with you guys, man. I got the Clippers also as the biggest disappointment. I don't have them making it to the playoffs. I don't think they will even be in contention for, in the play-in. Also, I think this is going to be a really bad team because you're dealing with. Sure, you say you have James Harden and Kawhi. You could deal with two guys right now that's dealing with injuries. I haven't seen the last time where James Harden and Kawhi Leonard actually played a full season or even 60 games, to be honest with you. And this is gonna damage them a lot. Both of these guys need to be on the court for them to be decent or somewhat decent. So I think this is gonna definitely hurt this team a lot. So I got the Clippers as the biggest disappointment. All right, man. So we're gonna get to it. Straight to the playoffs, man. Give me your 8 teams that you see making it to the playoffs this year. And let's start off with the Western Conference.
All right, you want me to go first, Yvonne, or you want to go?
You go ahead.
All right, the 8 teams that'll make the playoffs in the West. I'm gonna start with. I ain't gonna say they're gonna come in this order, but they're gonna come somewhat similar to this order. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't think about the order in particular. All right, so let's start with the Nuggets. The Nuggets. I mean, I know that they added Westbrook, and I know Yvonne hates Westbrook, but we're not gonna do that. The Nuggets are loaded. They have talent on the starting lineup and on the bench. I think the Nuggets are a clear team that's going to make the playoffs for B. Another team that's going to make the playoffs in the West, because I want to make sure the Thunder. The Thunder will make the playoffs for sure. They're too young. They're too talented. Shea took a big leap last year. I look for them, like Chet Holmgren and those guys taking another leap. They're going to come in. I'm just going to put them at 2 for right now. I also got the Memphis Grizzlies.
Let me see.
Oh, you good? Okay. Memphis Grizzlies. I know Yvonne said they're somewhat of a sleeper. He wouldn't be surprised they got to the Western Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised this team, if Zach Edey's the guy that I think he'll live up to be with Memphis. I think it's the perfect fit. I wouldn't be surprised they got to the NBA Finals. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if an injury happened in the West and Memphis ended up getting there. So I got the Memphis Grizzlies. I also have the Minnesota Timberwolves without Karl Anthony Towns making it back to the playoffs. I just think Ant is too good. We saw in the postseason, this past postseason, that team, I think they're going to take the next step as far as what they do. I think Randall brings a physical presence on that team, so I really like that team a lot. I also got the Dallas Mavericks. I know C is saying the Mavs is not like that in a sense, but I like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson doesn't have to go in there and be the old Klay. All you got to do is catch and shoot the ball. He has Luka, he has Kyrie. Just catch, shoot the ball, and make the shots. So I got them. I also got, here's my team right here, the San Antonio Spurs making the playoffs. I know y'all might say I'm wilding with that one, but I'm looking for the Spurs to take that big, huge jump into the playoffs. So I think the Spurs get in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also got the Pelicans. I know Yvonne hates that one. The Pelicans will make the playoffs this year. They will make the playoffs, Yvonne. I know you don't like that one. And then last but not least, I'm gonna say, God, if it comes down to 2 teams for me, I know Keo had the Kings, but I'm gonna go Kings out. God, storyline. Oh, I'm gonna say Phoenix gets in. Phoenix gets in somehow, and that leaves my 8 teams. I do think the Kings and the Lakers will probably be 9 and 10, fighting for a spot. But that's my 8 teams. So I got the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves, the Mavs, the Spurs, the Pelicans, and the Suns will ultimately be the 8 teams that's actually playing to go to the championship in the West.
You did you do the East or no?
No, not yet. We're
yet.
just doing just the West.
All right, I'll do the West as well. I don't know about the order. I didn't think enough through the order, but these are my 8 going in. I got the Denver Nuggets. I got the Dallas Mavericks. I've got the Oklahoma City Thunder. I've got the Minnesota Timberwolves. I do have your Pelicans.
A smart man.
That's 5. I got the Memphis Grizzlies. I got the Phoenix Suns 7. And number 8 will be, it's going to be the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
The Lakers will miss the playoffs. The Lakers will be in the play-in like they always are. And they're going to choke this year because LeBron was too worried about getting Bronny in there instead of actually getting actual help. So that's my 8 right there. I've got the Thunder, Timberwolves, the Kings, Mavericks, Nuggets, Pelicans, and the Suns and Grizzlies.
All right. Let me fix y'all, man. Let me fix y'all. Y'all are all close, but y'all a little bit off, right? All right. So I'm not going to go in order either. I'll try to stick to close to the order that I can, though, because my number 1 seed will be the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow.
They'll be the number 1 seed in the West. And close behind, I got the Denver Nuggets, probably being the 2nd seed. We're gonna go 3rd seed. I'll have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Probably 4th seed. Starts getting kind of murky right here. I have the Memphis Grizzlies off the back of Ja Morant returning, and and I think I might have been a little hard on Zach Edey. I think he might be all right. He'll be serviceable. I think he went to the perfect situation for him going to Memphis. So I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies as my what's that, 4th seed. Then I got the Mavericks 5th. Pelicans 6th. Lakers 7th. And 8th. My 8th seed. They're battling it out in the play-in. I got the Golden State Warriors.
Wow.
Battling the it's a hard one, man. I think the Golden State Warriors battling it out with the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings to get that 8th and 9th slot. I mean 7th and 8th slot.
Okay. Keo got muted. All right. Well, I'll go to the East then. If y'all cool with that?
Yeah, let's
While
go.
we waiting on Keo. Okay. So I kind of wrote it down a little quicker this time. I should have did that. My apologies. But okay, I got the Celtics. I just told y'all, Jason Tatum, you win the championship and you still disrespect the man. I know you didn't win MVP, but that just tells you how good that team is. Tatum is maybe the best player, if not the second best player, and yet they're still disrespecting this team. The Boston Celtics are going to be a problem again this year. We saw how dominant they were last year. They're going to make the playoffs. And I will say that they're going to be the number 1 seed in the East for sure in my mind. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. I like the Bucks. I know last year, Giannis. Kyo, you back? You want me to let you do West real quick?
Yeah. I'm back. Okay. Really quick. Number 8 for me. I got the Los Angeles Lakers, man. I think you got one of the best players in the league, LeBron James, in there. He's always gonna, give this team a chance no matter what. And he's you see what he did last year, and I think it's just AD needs to be healthy. They got a new coach. So I like the Lakers
That
at
means
8.
a lot.
Yeah, number 7. I got the Sacramento Kings at number 7. I like this. I really like this team, man. And I don't have my Warriors making it, man. I just think they just don't have enough and have what it takes. So number 6, I got the Phoenix Suns. They still got that 3-headed monster with KD, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker. I like this team as the 6th seed to make it. Number 5 for me, I'm going with the New Orleans Pelicans at number 5. They got a really good team over there. Yeah, they got a good team over there. They still have their core players with Zion, Brandon Ingram, and then they added DeJounte Murray. They got good depth also. I got them at 5. Number 4, man, I got the Denver Nuggets. I think the Denver Nuggets, they're going to make it, but I don't think they're going to have the best record or like the top records. I think they know how to get there, so they just need to get there. So I got them as like a 4th seed. 3 seed for me, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think you've seen what you got from Anthony Edwards. I like the draft pick that they traded to get in the NBA draft to get themselves a point guard. I think that was good. Also, Julius, you add Julius Randle in there. I like them as a 3 seed. 2, I got the Dallas Mavericks. With Kyrie, still with Luka. You added Klay Thompson, who Klay could still shoot the ball. He's not the old Klay in Golden State, but I think they got a good 3rd option on their team. So I got them at number. What I got them at number 2, and the number 1, I got OKC, man. I think OKC. They got a lot of young rising stars on that team, man, along with led by SGA, and I got them as the top team in the West. All right, let's move to the East. Who you got?
All right. Before you came on, Keo, I said Boston to me is by far the best team in the East, and I know the Sixers made some things happen this offseason. Adding Paul George, who I hope is okay. I know they said he was going to get his knee tested as far as whatnot, but I do hope he's okay. We know what the Knicks did this offseason, so there's some teams that's trying to catch up to what the Celtics are doing, but the Celtics are clearing away the best team to me. And then the disrespect with Jason Tatum this offseason to me even puts more of a chip on their shoulder, which to me, when you win a championship, most of the time, you kind of have like that, oh, I already won, I'm good, I'm moving on. We saw it with the Bucks a few years ago. I'm not saying that, but for whatever reason, that hunger just didn't seem to be there no more. The Nuggets won it 2 years ago. They lost last year early on in an upset. I think that the Celtics are going to come back even again focused like they were last year. So they're number one. I got the Bucks though coming in number two. I think Giannis and Dame Lillard are going to figure it out this year. Maybe they move on from Chris Middleton. I don't know who that third guy is going to be, but there is rumors that people are trying to move people like Zach LaVine, Brandon Ingram. Maybe they could add something to that to make it a little bit better and maybe get over the hump as far as
Boy, do not send that damn scrub down here.
I'm just using that as an example. See, I'm not saying I want to trade Brandon Ingram.
Hell no, not for Middleton.
Okay, but I'm just saying. Then number three, I got the Sixers. I really like the Sixers if they can stay healthy. Maxey, PG, MB. They may not win a lot of games. They may not be the 3 seed where I got them today. And then McCain. I said it coming out in the draft. Jared McCain can shoot. And if you can shoot, you can play in the NBA. I like that kid a lot. It's not because he went to Duke. See, I know that's what you want to say. Oh, you're gonna hype up the Duke players. But I do like the Sixers. So I got them in the playoffs. I got the Cavaliers. Come on, man. Donovan Mitchell's big time. He can take over a game. When you got to get to the playoffs, you need somebody who can take over the game. Donovan Mitchell's one of those guys. So I got the Cavaliers. And of course, they got Evan Mobley. We know Evan Mobley may win most improved this year because a lot of people are expecting him to take that next leap. If he does, the Cavs going to be a problem. Of course, I got the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, the Villanova crew, they're all there. They're adding Cat. They're going to be good. We understand that. I don't think they're better than the Celtics, but they'll be in the playoffs. I got the Pacers. Halliburton and company will find a way to get into the playoffs somehow, some way. I got the Pacers making the playoffs. As much as I don't like this team, I like their coach, and I think he's a great coach, and that's Eric Spoelstra. The Heat are going to figure it out. I don't know how they do it, but they do it every year. The Heat are going to get into the playoffs. Bam is really that guy. In my opinion, I really like Bam. I know everybody talks about all the other players, especially Jimmy Butler, but I like Bam, man. Bam is a big-time player for me. So I got them getting the playoffs. And then last but not least, another Dookie key. Ben Carroll, however you want to pronounce it, the Magic. They made it last year. Ben Carroll made a big leap. I think he takes another leap, and they'll get into the playoffs again this year. And I got the Magic. If you want to know my other two teams, 9 and 10, I'll say the Nets, surprisingly, and the Hornets.
Okay, I'll go next. I think my list is somewhat similar in terms of the 8. I'll go with the Celtics, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Bucks, the Pacers, the Cavs, the Magic, and I'm going to go with Miami as well. Those are my 8. I think the East is much more predictable than the West. Toronto can get in the play-in, teams like that. But I think those are the clear 8 best teams in the East, if you ask me. I think most of us have maybe 4 teams from the East that can actually make the finals. But I'm not going to complicate it more than that.
You want me to go see, or you want to go?
I'll go.
Right.
All right. So let's just start. We'll start at the top, man. Of course, it's the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, I have been the number 1 seed. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, those Boston Celtics, they are the man. I think that they're still loaded. They didn't lose anything. You know what I mean? And could nobody do nothing with them last year. They had the best record in the league. Then they went straight through and won the finals in impressive fashion. And so you look at Jason Tatum coming off the disrespect that from the Olympics alone. from the Olympics alone, that's going to be enough to put a battery in his back for him to be playing. I think he's going to be a lot more aggressive. He's going to look for their respect this year instead of just letting everything go like he's been doing. And I think that the Celtics are going to be the team to beat in the East and the West this year. So, the Celtics are first. Second, barring any injury, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. And I already know Paul George is already kind of banged up. But barring any injuries, I got the Sixers. I think that Paul George addition makes them that much better. Maxey is a dog. We already know what Embiid does when he's healthy. And then you bring Paul George in there. I mean, hey, the Sixers, they're gonna be a team to be reckoned with. Now, I don't know if they're actually I don't think they can beat the Celtics, not in a 7-game series, but I think they're gonna win some games and they're gonna be very impressive. I think they're gonna have a lot of blowouts this season. I think that as long as their core is together, I think they blow out a couple of teams this year. You're gonna be looking at them take the over in all their games. They're gonna be putting some buckets in the basket. All right, third, I got the New York Knicks. The Knicks are a team that's built to succeed right now. I think the addition of Cat, I think it actually helps them. He's a big that can shoot. It doesn't make them any tougher. They lost Randall. They lost a little toughness, but they've been playing with Randall for most of the season last year anyway. They made that run in the playoffs completely without him. So imagine the team that made the run in their playoffs and you put Cat on there. Now you take DiVincenzo off, but you put Cat on there. I think that makes them better. I think that the trade actually made them better. And now, you have a legit number 2 and a big man. He's not gonna play much defense, but a big man to bang in there with Embiid when they battling for second place in the East. So I got them third. Coming in at fourth, I got the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks, I think they kind of get it together. They couldn't stay healthy last year, and I think Giannis is out to send a message, and Dame's out to send a message this year that they're going to be the team that everybody expected them to be last year. But I still don't think I just don't think it works. I don't think the combination works. And if I'm not mistaken, the Nash isn't on the team anymore. And if the Nash isn't on the team, that takes a little something from Giannis, from what Jeff Teague says. He says that the Nash he helps Giannis in so many ways. Like Giannis is not the same player when the Nash is in there. So if the Nash isn't on the team, I definitely got them at the 4th or 5th.
I mean, what else is he supposed to say?
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Did you see Jeff Teague talk about it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what else Giannis is supposed to say.
I mean, it was true. Like he wasn't playing well. Then the Nash showed back up and win a championship. I'm gonna go with it. I think that I really do. I'm more of a cerebral person, so I think a lot of that has to do with it. All right, so next. After them, I have the Indiana Pacers. Making it. So what's that? 5. I have the Indiana Pacers. Then I have the Miami Heat. I got them making it. They always do it. They still got Jimmy Butler them, and he's gonna wheel them into the playoffs. So I got them at the 6th. They might be in the play-in though. 7th, I have the Orlando Magic. And they are their up and coming team. I believe they're gonna make a little noise coming up. Not yet, but I think that they're just right around the corner for making an impact in the East. And finally, I have the Atlanta Hawks. I got the Hawks. Bringing up the
Damn.
rear with the 8th seed. You still got Ice Trade a game, bro.
I think they're gonna trade him.
Huh?
I think they're gonna trade him mid-year.
I don't think they're gonna trade him, bro. They trade him for what?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Well, as long as they got him, I got them 8th. I don't see anybody else in the East outside of Cleveland. I forgot about Cleveland. I got Cleveland and the Hawks battling for that 8th seed.
All right, man. I'm gonna go mine's really quick though. Number 8, I got the Indiana Pacers. 7, I got the Miami Heat. 6, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 5, I got the Orlando Magic. Number 4, I got the New York Knicks. I just don't think the Knicks are better than the other 3 teams I'm putting above them, and which is the Philadelphia 76ers at 3, Milwaukee Bucks at 2, and then obviously the Boston Celtics are the defending champions, the best team. Didn't lose much. They still got their 2 best players, still Porzingis in there. So those are my 8 teams I got in the East. So we're going to the most improved player this year, man. Who you guys got?
All right. I think I was the only one on the show that picked this team to make the playoffs. And the reason why I got this guy as the most improved, because I think he's going to be an all-star. I think that, we asked this question who's going to be the face, and I think they make the playoffs. I'm going Victor Wembanyama. I think he's going to be ridiculous this year. It's going to be, you're going to start to see it. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is not fair. I think Victor Wembanyama is an all-star, and I got him as the most improved.
Okay, I'm going to say somebody that I wasn't even that high on going into the NBA, and that's RJ Barrett. He went to Toronto, and I think he's going to have the ball way more, and I think he might put up 20 points a game, and just because he's in a situation where he's going to have the ball and more chances, I think he could steal most improved player.
Okay.
All right. I had this team in the playoffs, and a lot of y'all didn't. I have Jonathan Kuminga. Okay. I think he takes a jump this year. And helps. He fits in a little bit more with Golden State. And Steve Kerr asked somebody for some help on coaching and figure out how to use him. And they make the playoffs. I think he's the most improved player. And because he has all the talent, it's just about how they use him. So I think they found a way to use him this year to help Steph and the guys out.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Jalen Williams from OKC.
I like that.
He averaged close to 20 a game. He finished in the top 5 for the most improved player voting. With one of my favorite players no longer there, that stud Josh Giddey in the Chicago Bulls now.
Chester.
I think it's gonna give more opportunities for him. And see, I actually like the Kuminga one because Kuminga, he got to step up for Golden State, especially with Clay not there no more. Steph definitely need help more than just Andrew Wiggins and Draymond. So I think he has a huge opportunity for that.
What about Buddy? Buddy Hield, man. Let's not be disrespectful.
Man. I never was a fan of him since Oklahoma, man. All right.
I think Zion has a chance if he's healthy. I do think he has a chance to win the most improved if he's healthy.
All right. Let's go to a coach of the year. Who you guys got?
I got Pop. I'm telling you, I think this San Antonio Spurs team is going to be really good. I'm thinking like 5 seed, maybe 4. I really believe it. I'm going Pop.
Give me Taylor Jenkins, Memphis Grizzlies.
I like that one.
Like I said, I'm big on them. I think Morant seems like he's on the right track. I think Edie could surprise people. I think the Memphis Grizzlies could grab a top 3 seed, a top 4 seed, and he's going to win Coach of the Year.
All right. Give me hide your kids, hide your wife, Ime Udoka.
Oh,
I got Udoka. Like I said, I think the Rockets are going to be a better team than everybody anticipates this year. I think he has another year to get them together, and they getting used to his style. I think he makes a real turn. I think they're going to make a push for the play in, and it's going to be all behind his coaching. I like Udoka.
wow, that
Wow.
to me that's a sleeper. But you went out on a limb with that one.
Oh
And
yeah.
you right about that. See, I'm gonna give you your props, bro.
Um, now I got them at ranked at the outside of my top three in the East, but the way people are projecting where this team is going to go, I like Tom Thibodeau as the coach of the year.
Yeah.
They definitely got what it takes, so I got him as coach of the year. All
That's
right,
who I think is going to win, to be honest. But
okay,
I like Udoka.
all right. Next up, man, we got the defensive player of the year.
This is for sure Victor Wembanyama's award. I think he runs away with this award by mid-season. I got Victor. As long as he's healthy, he's gonna win this award.
I actually agree 100%. Wemby.
Hey, that makes three of us, man. Wemby. They already they cleared the path for him. They gave Rudy his last one, and even by Wemby even making it that comment that gonna let him win his last one. I said, oh man, he knows something. All he got to do is show up and be close to what he was last year, and he's the NBA defensive player of the year.
Well, we're going four straight.
Wow.
Yeah, Wimby also. I got Wimby also. All right, man. NBA's Rookie of the Year. Who wins this?
Hey man, finally I can get off the Spurs. Shout out to Chris Bowman. I know if he's watching this, he's gonna be like, man, that boy X loving the Spurs this year. Calm down. I'm not biased. I'm gonna give an honest take. I really believe that they're gonna be good this year. But my rookie of the year, man, I thought about going Castle against Spurs, but they can't win everything. I'm going Zach Edey. I think that he's the perfect fit over there. He's gonna get a lot of minutes over there for Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant's gonna set him up. Easy buckets. One thing about Edey, he can score around the rim, and we understand that. I think he wins Rookie of the Year, man.
It comes down to two guys for me, Zach Edey and Reed Shepherd from the Rockets. I liked Reed Shepherd coming out. I don't know if y'all remember when we were talking to draft. He shot over 50% from three in college. I think he's a really good shooter. But I think Edey's going to end up on a better team, and that's going to help his case. I'm going to go Zach Edey.
I'm getting scared, man, because me and box office are thinking too much alike. Too much alike. It came down to those same two for me. And like I said, I was really down on Edey coming out of the draft. I think he moves way too slow for the NBA. But I mean, I've looked at him. I looked at a couple of highlights from preseason. I think he's going to adjust well. He'll adjust well, and he's on a better team. But Reed Shepherd is a bucket, and I think buckets translate. If you can shoot, you can survive in the NBA. And like I said, I think the Rockets are going to be a lot better than we all think. And I think Reed Shepherd wins Rookie of the Year. I think he has a really big year. He probably going to average over 12, 13, maybe about 15 points this year.
I before you go, Keel, I agree with that. Like, if you could shoot, you're going to survive. And Buddy Hield survived in the league a long time because of that. Grayson Allen just got a huge contract from
That's
Phoenix.
crazy.
Huge contract. Why? Because he could shoot. So I think I see similar vibes with Reed Shepherd.
All right,
my big ass teeth. He still in the league because he got a chop on it.
Okay, my Rookie of the Year, I'm going with Rob Dillingham from Minnesota. A lot of people are high on Minnesota this year. Rob Dillingham, I was high on him going into the draft, and I like the situation he's in right now. And with playing with Anthony Edwards, I think that it's going to be really good for him. And you still got Rudy Gobert there. I think Rob Dillingham's going to put on a really good show in Minnesota. I got him as Rookie of the Year. All right, MVP. Who we got?
Oh, so we're not gonna do 6-man. Okay,
Oh,
that's
still,
cool.
oh, my bad. Six man award. Who's wins the
Okay,
six
I'm
man?
actually going. I like his snapback towards the Knicks. I'm going Dante DiVincenzo. I think he plays very well for the Timberwolves. I think he plays well off of Ant, and I think he'll come off the bench and provide that spark for that team. I'm going Dante DiVincenzo.
I totally agree. I'm going with DiVincenzo as well. He new team for him, but I think he's going to continue getting better. I like the fit because I think they're going to use him a ton. I think he wins 6-man of the year.
All right. I'm going to go in a totally different direction. Blow your mind right quick. Former MVP Russell Westbrook. I think he comes off the bench in Denver
Oh,
with that second unit in Denver. And
Wow.
he's allowed to be what Russell Westbrook. And he's a clear-cut 6-man of the year. If they do what they're supposed to do and let him just run that second unit, clear-cut, not MVP, six man of the year.
I actually like it. I'm not going to lie.
And I'm sure he'll be the first person to ever win both awards.
okay. If I think they're gonna do this, I got them winning 6-man of the year. I'm assuming that this team is gonna go with this rotation, so I'm going with New Orleans Pelicans. CJ McCollum as my 6-man of the year.
I think they're going
They're
to
going to
start.
start him.
I know they're saying they might keep it come off the bench, but I think they're going to start him.
I'm assuming he's coming off the bench though. I'm assuming he's coming off the bench.
Nah, man, make another
I
pick.
think
Bro.
Trey Murphy's going to come off the bench. I actually wrote Trey Murphy down for a sleeper.
Yeah, man. Trey Murphy's gonna come off the bench.
From what I was reading, it says that he's coming off the bench. But if I had another option, I'll go with Jordan Clarkson though.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, MVP time. Let's go.
Man, I think Wemby's going to be in the running for MVP. That's how good I think he's going to be this year. I don't think he's going to win it. I think Anthony Edwards is going to win the scoring title. Y'all hearing it right now. He's going to win the scoring title, but I don't think he's going to win MVP. Ooh, I think it comes down between Tatum, John Morant, Luka Doncic, and Jokic. That's the four that I'm really aiming in on. I'm going to go Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum, he's going to pull it out this year. The Celtics are going to be so dominant that they're going to look at his stats. They're going to say that's one portion of it, but also how much better they are than everybody else in the league. I'm going to go Jason Tatum as far as MVP.
Okay. C's not going to like this, but I got Luka Doncic wins his first MVP.
You have Luka?
Yes. I think he is going to average 30, 10, and 10. A triple-double. He averaged 34, 10, and 9 last year. Okay, so why can't he average an assist more? He's going to bring down his points just a little. He's going to have Clay in the wings shooting threes. I think also his chemistry with Kyrie got way better as the season went, and then they made that run. I think they're going to carry that momentum. I know, C, you don't think so. I actually think they're going to carry that momentum, and they're going to play well. This is assuming all of them are healthy. I got Doncic winning his first MVP.
All right. Surprise, surprise. I do too. I got Luka winning the MVP. Not because he'll be the most valuable player, but because it's all set up for him to win it. The stage has been set for him to win it since last year. They couldn't give it to him last year, so they're gonna give it to him this year. He all he has to do is stay anywhere around those numbers that he had last year. I don't think he's gonna go up and average that triple-double. I think he may go down a little bit, but I think as long as he's around that vicinity, he'll get the MVP. And if not him, I love the Jason Tatum thing because I think Jason Tatum is going to be actively going after these awards this year, like actively making it known, like he did in the last game in the finals. Like you knew he was trying to get the finals MVP. I think he's going to play like that all year this year. I think he's going to be deserving of the MVP. Tatum is, but I think they're going to give it to Luka.
I'm going with the guy that should have won it last year, SGA.
Wow.
I got them as the top team, and I think SGA is still he's gonna pick off where he left off from, and I like SGA to win the MVP award. All
I think
right.
they take a step back.
Nah, I don't. I just think this team's too good, too talented, man, and I like.
I
All
like the
right,
man in Caruso.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so next we got who is going to the NBA Finals and who wins it.
All right. I truly believe this. I mean, I think that the East is pretty much. I told you, I think that the disrespect has gotten too far. The Boston Celtics are coming out the East. I picked them last year to win the championship. I believe that they're gonna get there again at the bare minimum. They will run through the East again. They will beat the Knicks. They will beat the Bucks. They'll beat the Sixers. Whoever you line up against them, because of that chip on their shoulder. I have them running through the East. In the West, it gets a little bit more tough for me because I do think it comes down to Memphis and Denver. I know y'all might be like, hey, you walling with that one. Memphis and Denver. But I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets. I just think that the Nuggets, to me, I felt like I was supposed to see that finals last year, Nuggets versus Celtics. I think I get it this year, Nuggets versus Celtics. And as great as Jokic and them boys are, I just think the disrespect for the Celtics is going to get them the back-to-back. And this year, not only will Tatum win the MVP, he will win the Finals MVP. I got the Boston Celtics win the championship again.
All right. Let me correct that a little bit, man. You was on the right path. You were on the right path. On the East, I do have the Celtics coming out in the East, man. I got the Celtics coming out of the East. I do think they run into a little problem with either the Sixers or the Knicks. I think they end up going 7 games, but the 6 or 7. But I think the Celtics are just a better team. And you know what the X factor that makes me go with the Celtics being the best team in the basically the whole NBA, Drew Holiday.
Yep, and they got Porzingis. You like
Yeah,
they're
and
loaded,
Porzingis,
dog.
but Drew Holiday, nobody has Drew Holiday with them, and he's just that good. He actually makes every team that he goes to that much better because they have a lockdown defender that can go lock down your best player. Period. So anyway, I have the Celtics coming out the East, and you were on the right track. The finals matchup we should have seen last year, but you had the wrong team. It'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow.
It'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Celtics. And Minnesota, I got them beating Memphis to get to the finals. Because I think Zach Edey, like I said, I was down on him. I was real low on him going into the draft. But I mean, I think it just translates that you can't teach. The man is 7'2". You can't teach that. 7'3", you can't teach 7'3". And he can score around the basket. So I think that's going to translate a little bit. And as long as he just stay out of Ja's way, he stays out of Ja's way when he's running to the rim, they'll be fine, man. So but I do have Minnesota winning. I think that Julius Randle pickup is going to be big for them. Big for them, man, because Julius Randle is athletic and he's a dog. He gives them that toughness to match up with Ant, because you had Ant doing all that barking and you had Cat over there meowing. So now you got another dog. You got another dog.
Hey, that needs to be an MBS headline. C says Ant was barking while Cat was meowing.
Yeah, man. There's levels to this, bro. And I think he got another dog over there with him now.
I do agree with that.
So I think that they're gonna make their way to the finals. Unfortunately, they still not ready. And the Celtics go take this thing back to back, bro. That's my prediction.
Okay. I think both of y'all are wrong on these finals predictions.
Wow.
All these years of doing this show, what I've noticed is X loves picking repeat champions, is what I've noticed. I've noticed that. But X, you need to realize it does not happen often unless you've got the super team, like the Warriors, something like that. with KD. Look,
come on, box office. Tell us why Luka's gonna win the championship, bro.
no, I actually don't think. I don't think the Mavs are gonna win it. I'm gonna go with the Denver Nuggets going back to the finals from the West. I just think Jokic is too consistent. Murray steps up in big games. I don't know about the Westbrook addition, but I think Jokic and Murray is enough to carry them. Porter's obviously really good. From the East, I really, really want to pick Philadelphia, but I don't trust them. They're always hurt.
I hope you're right. I'm rooting for Philly, but I just have to be honest.
They're
And I
always,
did pick back-to-back last year. I picked the Celtics last year.
but I just think that I can't rely on that pick at all. I think they're injury prone. The season hasn't even started. Paul George's already hurt. Like, come on,
shame too, bro.
Yeah, it is. But I do think otherwise that could be a really good fit. I'm gonna go with the Milwaukee Bucks against the Denver Nuggets. Now, I'm a little scared of that prediction because of damn Doc Rivers. He knows how to choke these playoff series. But I just think he's got too much talent, and I feel like we have to see Damian Lillard in the finals eventually.
Hey man, Doc got that wonderful coach, man, Darvin Ham over there with him now. So
Hey, you're right. See, they should have never fired him. But you know what LeBron does, man.
Yeah.
I got the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals.
Wow.
The Doc Rivers thing scares me a little bit, but I just think Giannis is an all-time great. I think Damian Lillard needs to go to the finals at least once. And I think this is the year. I think Middleton is a great third option. He's a great third option. I didn't say he's going to, he can lead the team to the finals. And he's won a title being the second option. So
play.
I think he will. I got the Bucks over the Nuggets. I think that at the end of the day, if that matchup does happen, I trust Lillard more than Murray, and Giannis and Jokic are on the same level to me. I just would trust like the second option more for Milwaukee. I got the Bucks.
Okay.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right because I'm rooting for everybody but the Celtics. But
Western Conference, man. I got the Denver Nuggets, man. With Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. I think those core guys, they've been with each other and they are familiar with each other, and the chemistry is better than anybody coming out the West. In the East, I'm going with the Boston Celtics. I don't think there's no better team than this team. These guys are always healthy. You got one of the best defensive players with Drew Holiday. You got underrated defensive players alongside with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. This team is going to be tough to beat. I don't see nobody beating them unless some team stays healthy or makes a trade in the middle of the season. I got the Celtics and I got the Nuggets and I got the Celtics repeating as champions, man. I think this will be good. I think this will be 7 games, though. I got the Celtics winning this, and I got Tatum for Finals MVP.
Bro, what the Celtics did to Dallas last year in the Finals, that sold me, bro. That sold me. With them not losing any of their major pieces, I was like, these boys are going to win 2 championships.
And see, Porzingis wasn't 100% still.
No, he wasn't.
Like, that's what's scary about them. Like, y'all, everything Q just said. They got Drew Holiday they can throw at you, Brown, Tatum, White. They just got too many guys they can throw at you defensively, offensively. That I don't like the Celtics. I know Steve was like, why? I'm not a fan of the Celtics. Never been, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think they're the best team in basketball, and I think it's clear.
All right,
but that's
man.
the thing. They also need the injuries to go their way
That's
again.
true. True.
It's tough sometimes. Like you'll get nagging stuff at the wrong time.
But I think the Porzingis thing, he's the only one I'm really worried about being injured. Right. And I think he's a luxury piece. I think he makes them unstoppable. But I think even without him, they're still the best team. But with him, that just makes him like, oh no, you're not beating the Celtics, bro. I don't know. I don't know why y'all.
Because Yvonne, you were saying that super teams repeat. I look at the Celtics like a super team. I know y'all may not, but I really look at that team and I said to myself, who's really beating that team in a 7-game series? I don't think there's nobody. Not healthy anyway. A healthy team. And then you add that chip to the shoulder. What I will say, Q, before we switch off, Jason Tatum being aggressive at going after that stuff could hurt the chemistry with him and Brown too, though. I will say that. It may not, but it may hurt him.
All right, man. So those are our NBA predictions. We'll be posting it as the week get closer to NBA tip off, which is next week on the October 22nd. But with that being said, man, we're moving on over to our next topic, man. And we are going to talk about some college football, man. A lot has happened in college football. A lot has happened at college football this past weekend. One of the topics I wanted to ask you guys was one of the big wins. One of the big wins. I'm going to say one of them, not all of them. One of the big wins was Oregon defeating Ohio State. The new polls came out, and they have Texas ranked above of Oklahoma as the number one team. Do you agree with that? Should Texas be the number one team right now over Oregon?
Look, I'll defend your team for you, Yvonne. I do think Texas should be the number one team before the season. Like, I'm not a hater. Yvonne hates on our teams. I don't even know why he hates LSU. Maybe because of me and C, but I don't hate Texas.
Because y'all delusional.
No, I'm not delusional. I said if you don't miss, and they did that. So, but I said going to the season, I thought it was Texas, Georgia, and Ohio State was the best 3 teams in college football. Ohio State, I did think that, they would. I didn't think they would live up to the hype because I didn't trust their quarterback situation, which we'll talk about in a second. But Texas, man, they've done everything that we've asked of them. Everything. They went on the road, dominated Michigan. They play in the Red River rivalry. You can sit there and say, oh, they had a freshman quarterback. Hey, I've watched rivalry games where you have freshman quarterback, backup quarterbacks, and teams upset the team. Texas left no doubt in that game that they were the superior team. Texas is the number one team in the country as of today. Now, ask me that next week. Oh, it might change then. But yeah, Texas should be number one.
I'll go next. You mentioned your top 3 teams going into the year. My top 3 was Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State. I was big on Oregon. I was huge on Ohio State. I had them winning it. And I had Texas as right there. It just depends like where the seeding ends up in the playoffs, but at least the semifinal.
Right.
And I thought that was the 3 best teams in the country. Texas, to me, is the best team in the country right now. The only reason I give Texas the advantage over Oregon is because I feel like they've been a little more consistent. Early on the year, Oregon, man, they were struggling. Well, we were worried they were going to get upset. I remember I picked Oregon State to beat them just based off of like how they were playing week by week. One thing I read today, Texas is the first program in SEC history through 6 games to score at least 250 points on offense and allow less than 40 on defense. I agree. Texas, people have not paid enough attention to the defense. The Texas defense is very much improved. I'm a little shocked by how good they've been on defense because we lost so much talent on defense. We lost 2 first-round defensive tackles, Tavondre Sweat for the Titans and Byron Murphy for the Seahawks. I'm shocked that our defense has not struggled at all. We did lose our starting safety this year for the year or this week, so I'm interested to see how much that affects Texas. But to me, the AP poll right now with having Texas 1, Oregon 2, that's perfectly fine. Oregon does, even though they struggled at times, though, they do have 2 very impressive wins, though. They beat Ohio State and they beat Boise State. Boise State is no slouch. So I just think Texas has been a little more consistent, but it doesn't matter if someone said Oregon should be number 1. This is all going to work itself way out. We've got a lot of big games left.
And I did agree with that. I did think Oregon would pick it up, and they had Ohio State at home. I said Oregon would get to the championship game, but it just I didn't think starting off it would take time because Dylan Gabriel's new over there. But go ahead, C.
All right, man. Beginning of the season, I had Georgia as the best team, and I had Oregon after them, and I believe I may have had Ohio State. So, with that being said, do I think that Texas should still be number one? Yes, I do. But I do see the Oregon argument. All right. So the best win on Texas resume is who? Michigan, right? So we'll say who's the best win on Oregon's Oregon's schedule? Ohio State. Ohio State's better than Michigan, I'm sure, right? And like you said, they do have a win against Boise as well. So they have better wins on their resume. So we can say I can see somebody's argument for Oregon to be number one. But my eyes, I see Texas being a better team than Oregon. If they had to play today, I would take Texas. I don't know if the spread would be big, but I would take Texas. Simply because Texas started off slow against Oklahoma. But when they got going, they got going. So I was actually impressed. I was looking for the upset after the first quarter. I had my phone in my hand. I was ready to start talking. but here came the blizzard. Now I was like, yeah, they need to put that other quarterback back in Oklahoma, man, because that boy cannot throw. I don't know what they were thinking. They should have switched quarterbacks. Then they had a chance. But I've seen both teams play, and I would go with Texas over them. Now, like you said, X, after this week, things may change. We'll talk about that a little later, though.
Yeah, you bet your ass they're going to change because we know who's going to be the number one team. But we'll get that to it in a bit. But I do think that Oregon.
Can we jump all the way to one?
Yeah. Maybe. But I do think the number one team should have been Oregon, though. I think they got the most impressive win in the entire country right now, beating Ohio State the way they beat them in dramatic fashion. You could blame that on freaking Will Howard or all you want, but they showed out at the end of the day. First year at the Big Ten, playing in a big game like this, we wanted to see Oregon and Ohio State go. They went punch for punch at each other, and obviously Oregon stood tall. Not only Oregon, people are talking about Oregon more. They're talking about Dylan Gabriel more in the Heisman race now also. So I think their win is more impressive than Texas. I think the problem with Texas is they did struggle in that game. We know why they struggle in that game, because there was a certain individual that did not play.
Oh God.
They decided to put that dork Quinn Ewers in instead of my favorite quarterback, Arch Manning. You damn right he's from Louisiana, man. Talk about it, man. Boot up or shut up.
I actually said on this show last week, I said Texas is going to look flat in the first half because Quinn Ewers has been out. He's going to look rusty.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. And the defense held him down, and then he picked it up in the second half. So, look, he hasn't played in weeks. So, no need to over-exaggerate.
Yeah, I still wanted to see Arch Manning, though, man. Man, that guy, Arch Manning, somebody get me his autograph right now.
You'll see him next year.
But yeah, they should have been the number one team. But we're gonna move on over, though, man. So I kind of wanted to add this in because I know I wanted to give you guys the floor to talk about it. So I know where the direction where you guys gonna go with this one. So there was a lot of great games that ended in dramatic fashions this past week, and I could think of 3 games: LSU and Ole Miss, Penn State and USC, and Oregon versus Ohio State. What was the best game this past weekend in college football?
I mean, come on, man. It's LSU, Ole Miss. What we doing? And I'm gonna tell you why it is. I'm a big lover of when an opportunity presents itself, you close the deal. Ohio State had an opportunity. Unfortunately, Will Howard didn't get down enough time. Had he kicked the field goal, I have no issue with nobody saying Oregon versus Ohio State was the best. But for me, the way it ended wasn't the best for me. I didn't like the way it ended. I felt like had Ohio State had that last second kick, maybe then I might put it up there. Especially if he makes it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's fire because it was back and forth. All three games was really good. USC, I felt like they just choked the game away. I don't know what the hell USC was doing in that game. They were up double digits. And then the last drive, like I told Keo on the recap show, they had Drew Allen. All they had to do is close the sack. They didn't sack him. He gets the fourth down completion. And after that, USC misses the field goal in overtime. Penn State makes it. But you know what LSU did? They backed up Ole Miss. Your boy hit a 57-yard field goal. That is insane to me. I was like, he's gonna miss this, and on LSU's gonna kick a field goal. He makes the field goal. So now the pressure's back on LSU. You turn the ball over, the game's over. LSU comes out the gate in overtime, and one play, Nuss to Kyron Lacey, and the stadium, the lights go out. It's going crazy in LSU in Death Valley. To me, I just love their environment. The two teams are rivals in the same conference. I know Ohio State, Oregon is now.
Yeah, we get to set it off in this BI.
Ohio State, Oregon, that's a new one, maybe brewing now in the Big Ten, but that's new. This right here, LSU Ole Miss, this has been going up for years. And last year, it might have been the best game in college football last year. And then this year, for it to come back the very next year and be fire again, ended on the last play. I think it was the best game, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Adversity struck both teams, and LSU closed it. I'm not really saying that because I'm an LSU fan. I like when a team closes the deal at the end of the game. So I'm going LSU Ole Miss.
All right, man. You know me, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it in true LSU fashion.
Yeah.
You already know what it is, man. Big LSU, not the little one. Yeah. You want to talk? You want to run your mouth? You want some gangster stuff? This mother.
Y'all acting like y'all want a national title, man.
Hey, we might be on the verge.
No,
you're
not. We out here. We out here. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Why was this game the best game? One, weren't expected to win it all. Everybody expected the Ole Miss to put up 100 points on our defense, and guess what? They didn't. That much improved LSU defense, thanks to Mr. Blake Baker. He made the adjustments in our secondary as well as our defensive line to make sure that we're able to compete at a high level against high-scoring teams like Ole Miss. And get on the bus. Y'all might as well just go and get on the bus while we got time, man. That Nuss bus is leaving.
Don't do that, Yvonne. Don't do
and
that.
we going. Nussmeier kept his composure the entire game. Led LSU down the field to tie the game. Then in overtime, delivered a perfect pass to Mr. Lacey for the game-winning touchdown. No, we wasn't going kicking no field goals. Guess what we did? We went and put that thing in that box. No double overtime, nothing else. Last year was last year. This year is this year. And guess what? Most exciting game last year. Most exciting game this year. And hey man, when you talk to LSU, bro, you gotta set this thing off, bro. And I'm telling you firsthand, that environment of LSU, man, there's no other place like it, bro. I wish I could have been in the stadium. I would have been right down there with them kids, hanging out the goalposts, rushing the field, man. I know y'all hate when they rush the field, but listen, bro, there are reasons why we rush the field on that game. We were the number 13 team. They were number 9. Guess what? We won. We beat them at home. That's LSU's actual rival. Alabama has been a better matchup as of late, but our actual rival is Ole Miss. And this was homecoming. Homecoming.
Come on.
All the more reason to rush the field and send them boys back up the street, man. That was the Magnolia Classic, ain't that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
And we won it, man. That's one of the things that I know y'all was putting in the chat talking about. Look how LSU fell off to beating Ole Miss. That's our rivals. What are you talking about? And we won. And they were ranked ahead of us. And y'all picked Ole Miss. Shut up.
And I just want to say this. I know, Yvonne, I know you're going to pick a different game. That's okay. I'm not mad at that because all 3 games was fire. But there's no doubt the atmosphere in Death Valley was by far the best atmosphere that we saw at any game this year. That was insane. That was insane. And I'm not a hater. And another reason why I like that game, Yvonne, I told you, one of my favorite games in college football history is Texas versus Texas Tech. Graham Harrell to Michael Crabtree. Dog, they scored at the end to win the game. That's fire to me. That's what I want to see. Go make a play.
And the thing is,
made that play.
The thing is, Kyron Lacey's wide open in the end zone. How?
How is that types?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I saw that today. Big 2.
Big 2.
Hey, man. Y'all got to respect it, bro. You got to respect it. I know you hate LSU because of us, bro, but you had to understand that was the best game this weekend by far.
All right, enough of y'all's nonsense. Finally, some objective mindset here. The best game was Ohio State versus Oregon. And the reason it was the best is because it was number 2 versus 3, going back and forth the whole time, living up to the hype. I like when a big game lives up to the hype. See, you just told me no one expected y'all to win. So that's the thing. I know y'all did, but y'all are LSU fans. But, for example, most of the country picked Ole Miss. The thing is, the hype wasn't there like it was for Oregon, Ohio State. And that went back and forth. And no disrespect to LSU. I'm actually trying to be serious here on this one. I felt like Ole Miss blew the game more than LSU wanted. Because you got to think, Trey Harris drops that deep pass. Then they miss a chip shot field goal. I'm like, bro, I'm sitting there. I didn't say it in the chat, but when I saw those mistakes, I was like, they're going to lose this game. Because you're blowing too many big opportunities to shut that crowd down early on in the game. And I felt like Ole Miss lost that game. I actually thought they had the perfect game plan coming out. They just didn't execute. Trey Harris, come on, maybe the best receiver in college football so far this year, blows that deep ball. Then they miss a chip shot. I just thought LSU kept shooting themselves in the foot the whole time. And LSU took advantage. Props to them. But I just felt like they blew it. Meanwhile, the Oregon-Ohio State game was going back and forth the whole time. But
let me give you a little pushback on that. Pushback on that. That happened in the first half. You got a whole nother half of football. Had that happened in the third or the fourth quarter, I'd be right there with you. But you already have the quote unquote better team, and you're up. They're up. They led the entire game. LSU had to fight back. We're missing a whole lot of players, and it almost looked like we was fighting the officials too. So it's like we fought through adversity to come through and stay poised, stay composed, made big plays on defense, and nobody expected us to make those big plays on defense. That's why I'm giving Blake Baker his flowers. I told y'all we were much improved. It showed then. Those young players. Shout out Dominic McKinley. You might not be son-in-law no more, boy, but you still did your thing recovering that fumble. Yeah, bro. Crazy.
What?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. We have to have a conversation. What up, McKinley?
Well, I'll just get back to this game real quick, but I just felt like on the road, you got to execute that early on in the game, and it's going to take the crowd out completely. And I felt like Ole Miss blew it. the Oregon-Ohio State game, man, that was a great game. It went back and forth the whole time to the end. And I thought the way Ohio State was driving, they were going to kick the field goal for the win. And then I don't know what Will Howard was doing. You got to think before you snap the ball. All right, how many seconds do I have? Do I have timeouts? And what do I need to do if I am in some trouble at this part of the game? And I just felt like he didn't think it through before the snap, and he just snapped the ball and tried to do anything. He tried to freestyle it, and next thing you know, the clock runs out.
That's coaching, though. You have to tell your player that. You have to tell you play prepared for that.
I thought he got down like he literally a millisecond earlier. And he could have caught that timeout. It's just unfortunate he slid just a little too late.
Yeah. But look, October 12th lived up to the hype. That's the main thing. Ohio State, Oregon was awesome. Ole Miss, LSU was awesome. Penn State, USC was awesome. Texas disappointed a little bit just because Oklahoma couldn't score. But Tennessee, Florida, I don't think people realize how that game finished because Ole Miss and the Oregon games were on at the same time. So everybody was more focused on those ranked matchups. Tennessee was struggling, comes back, takes the lead. DJ Lagway for Florida throws a touchdown on 3rd and 18 with less than 20 seconds left to send it to overtime. Tennessee wins in overtime. College football last Saturday was awesome, and this Saturday might be just as good.
And Yvonne, Alabama, South Carolina was fire too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The whole day, Saturday was lit.
It was awesome. I think this Saturday could be just as good.
Hey, and don't sleep on the LSU Arkansas game this week. That's always a great game.
Well, that's a rivalry, and also they beat Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm nervous too, man. With top of the boot.
My favorite game this past weekend was the Ohio State and Oregon. I picked it as last week as the game that I couldn't miss. It was it had that college football atmosphere. Especially being in Eugene, Oregon, it definitely did. But you could feel it more because I felt it when I switched over to that to the LSU and Ole Miss game. I felt that energy just watching it from at home. But I like the Ohio State and Oregon one. It was a battle of the two of the best in the Big Ten, contenders to win the national title, and this was a high scoring game. It was a back and forth game. They went, like I said, they went punch for punch with each other in this game, and it came down to the very last possession, which I didn't like the way the ending went. I wish things would have went differently, or at least Ohio State get an opportunity to kick the field goal at least to tie the game. And Ohio State blew some opportunities in my opinion. I just enjoyed the game. The LSU game, it was a really good game also. I like the way that ending went. You got to give credit to LSU. Last year, they coughed up over 700 yards of total offense. They gave up 55 points last year. This year, they gave up 21 points in the second half last year. Also, this past weekend, LSU's defense didn't give up no touchdowns in the second half at all. Nussmeier was good, man. He was really good. He was really clutch on that 4th down play to Aaron Anderson.
On the bus.
They did not have an answer for Kyron Lacey at all in this game. I think he was targeted over 11 times in this game. This was a really good LSU team, and they had guts in this game though, man. I got to give LSU that though. They had guts in this game. Yeah, I mean, you could say a lot of things though. You can say Trey Harrison was out in the game. What if he was playing? At the end of the day, LSU, at the end of the day, LSU won. Weeks was huge. Major Burns was huge. The defense made some big plays, especially Weeks, though, man. Wes Weeks was huge on the defense.
Dog. Definition of dog.
But it was Nussmeier at the end of the day. He made some clutch throws with 27 seconds left, fourth down, the game on the line. He made it happen. And then when Ole Miss kicked the field goal in overtime, and I said on the recap show, when it comes to overtime, you go for the touchdown. You don't kick no damn field goals. And the moment I saw Ole Miss kick that field goal, and that was a clutch kick. That was like a 50+ yards. But you knew that moment when I saw that happen, I was like, LSU's about to score a touchdown. And next thing you know, it wasn't just one, it wasn't the third play, it wasn't the second play, it was the very first play they got it, and they made it look so easy, and they end up winning that game. Um, and yeah, and I think those are the top games in my opinion. But with that being said, man, we're gonna move on over to the college football picks. So go ahead, Yvonne.
Real quick, let me ask you this. I know we have to go. Is Ole Miss playoff chances? Do y'all think that they're pretty much shot?
Yes, if we did our winners and losers today, they would have been my loser. One, because I thought they blew the game, too many opportunities. But two, they already have 2 losses, and I think they got to play Alabama and Georgia.
Play Georgia. I don't see Alabama on their schedule.
Maybe not Alabama, but if they lose to Georgia, that's 3 losses. You're probably not making the playoff at that point. I thought they ruined. Okay, you lose to LSU. LSU was 13. You can't lose to Kentucky. You can't lose to an unranked team like that. You lose to Georgia and LSU, but not to Kentucky. 2 games already that they've lost. They'll probably lose another. They're my biggest loser this week, and their playoff hopes are dead.
Yeah, I think they said that their playoff chances go down to 8% if they lost to LSU. I think it's probably more close to 4%, bro. There's because like you said, they do have to play Georgia, and I think Georgia mops the floor with them, and they're out of there. But on the contrary, the LSU playoff chances just went up. Oh yeah,
It's gonna be tough though. They got a tough schedule ahead of them, bro.
got a tough schedule ahead of them, man. But hey, bro, bring on Bama. Bring on Bama.
Don't sleep on A&M.
And you're right. I'm not sleeping on A&M, but I think we can handle A&M. Bama is gonna be it's gonna be the test, the real test to me.
Well, y'all got to go to College Station, and y'all want to talk about atmospheres. That's going to be tough.
Yeah,
what you think? You think Ole Miss is done?
Nope, they're not. They're not mathematically done. If they could win out, which I believe they can, they still could get in. And I believe a team with 3 losses can still get in the playoffs, because they're talking about 12 teams making to the playoffs, not just 4, not just 8. I think if they lose, I think they got to win out though. They can't afford to lose another game. So I think they still can get in though.
They have to beat Georgia. If they don't beat Georgia, that's a wrap.
They'll get in if they beat Georgia.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the picks. All right. So for the season, C is first. 33-12. Me and X are tied at 29-16. Okay.
I can't see y'all boys down there.
I'm coming.
Reek 26-19. Reek 26-19. And then Keo. Oh my goodness, Keo. Keo texted me this weekend. Look how my NFL picks are doing. I forgot to respond. I would have said, look how your college picks did. He was terrible. And he's at 20-25 for the season. Come on, Keo. You got to get over 500, man.
Stop picking, bro. Stop picking.
All right. I won't pick then.
No, man. Stop playing with him, Keo. I got you, my dog. Come on, man. Come back. Let's go.
What? Pick for what? Let's
go.
Wins, bro.
Let's go. See about to fall off.
All right,
Keo. 30 wins, bro. Y'all talk about.
All right, Keo. You're up first. We are picking an SEC matchup. Auburn at Missouri.
I got Missouri. Missouri, man.
I'm with you. I'm going to take Missouri, but I'm not. I hate that we picking this game, but I got Missouri as well.
All right, man. I hate that we're picking this game too because I don't trust Missouri at all. But Auburn's is pretty bad this year, man. So the battle of the fake Tigers, bro. I'll go with the Missouri fake Tigers.
All right, I'm going with Missouri as well. They're at home and they're better than Auburn this year. I got a Missouri, and Reek has Missouri as well. All right, next matchup. Speaking of Reek, let's do his team. Miami goes to Louisville.
Ooh, Keo, what you got, Keo?
I'm taking Louisville, man.
Oh,
That's why you got 20
That's my
wins.
pick, though, man. You pick. Go ahead, pick Miami, man. Jesus.
You don't have to worry because I got the U. Hey, Cam Ward is up there for Heisman. He's came back twice. I'm not gonna doubt him in this one. I got Miami.
He came back against Cal and Virginia.
Hey man,
Tech,
I got Miami, man. You told me pick, I picked.
All right, man. Well, we can kind of guess what I had already, man. I got the U.
Okay.
Cam Ward and the guys, man. I think that they're gonna win this. Louisville, they're not a bad team.
No.
Miami's better though. The only thing that I'm not confident with this because they are playing in Louisville. And for some reason, Louisville just they play well at home, man. So, but I am gonna stick with my pick. I'm going with Miami.
Okay. If Miami wasn't on a bye last week, I actually would pick Louisville here. But they have 2 weeks to prepare. I'm gonna go Miami, and of course, Reek has Miami as well. All right. Next matchup, we've got Michigan at Illinois.
Woo!
Man, I'm rolling with the Fighting Illini in this game.
Oh wow!
In Illinois, man.
Champagne.
Champaign, Illinois, man.
Dang. Man, Michigan cannot throw the ball, bro. They cannot throw the ball. But I'm going to take Michigan, bro. And I can't even tell you why, because I actually like Illinois. But I'm going to take Michigan. I just think that they find out a way to win this game through defense and running the football. I'm going to go with Michigan.
All right. This is tricky for me, but Michigan can't throw the ball, bro. And Illinois at home, bro. I'm going with the Illini, bro.
All right. Tricky game, man. Michigan can't throw at all. They can run the ball though. And I think that travels when you've got teams on a similar level. I'm going to go with Michigan, but I'm not confident at all. I mean, at this point, they might as well have Keo at quarterback. They can't figure it out at quarterback at all. But if I was Michigan, I would run the ball 45 times because I've got no shot throwing the ball. I mean, I don't know. I'm picking Michigan just because I think they'll run the ball well. All right, Enrique also has Michigan. All right, next matchup. I think a very good matchup. People are sleeping on it. Nebraska at Indiana. Indiana's undefeated. Nebraska's got 1 loss. If you're interested in knowing what Vegas thinks, Vegas has Indiana a 6-point favorite.
The game is in Indiana?
Correct. Bloomington.
I got Nebraska. Yeah. I'm not sold on Indiana. I think they may be undefeated, but this is going to be their toughest test. I got Nebraska.
Bruh. Oh, my God. This is tough for me, bruh. You know what? I think all of y'all are going to Nebraska, so I'll go Indiana. I got Indiana at home. The Hoosiers get it done.
I'm going the opposite direction, man. I'm going Indiana.
Oh my God.
I'm going to Indiana. They're playing in Indiana, and they're playing in Indiana, and Indiana is the home of that famous Saint Tracy Porter. And I'm going with that, man. He's the one who brought us the Super Bowl by intercepting the great Peyton Manning of the box office Indianapolis Colts, pointed to the end zone and made me the happiest man alive as he ran in that touchdown to seal the Saints' victory. And he's an Indiana Hoosier, so I'm gonna go with Indiana.
Okay. Well, yeah, the refs forgot to call that blocking in the back against Peyton on that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Peyton forgot to look for that corner.
Anyways, look, I want y'all to remember this name if you already don't know. Curt Cignetti is the Indiana head coach. He actually was an assistant for Saban for a couple of those national titles, the early on national titles. And he's been climbing up, and he's clearly changed Indiana. He was the JMU coach, and JMU was like the best in the FCS or FBS, whatever they are. I could see him replacing Florida's coach Billy Napier.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him getting a huge job like that here soon. So be out on the lookout for him. He's turned Indiana around real quick. Man, I really want to pick Nebraska, but Indiana makes too much sense here. I'm going to go Indiana. Their defense is underrated. So I'm going to go with Indiana. Reek and Keo have Nebraska.
If it would have been in Nebraska, I might have picked Nebraska.
Yeah, that might have made a little difference, but they're not, though.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup, Alabama at Tennessee.
All right. You want me to go first or you got it, Keo?
I'm going with Alabama, man. I just think Alabama's still a better team. I think this Tennessee they've been one of the surprising teams this year, and I just think Alabama, they just can't struggle like 3 games in a row like this, and I think they'll get it together. And I think this will be like a statement game for this entire Alabama team, and because people have been talking about negative about Alabama, like, yo, we know this now about Alabama, Kalen DeBoer. I just think they hear what people are saying, and I think they're gonna make a statement against Tennessee, and I got Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going with the Tide as well. I just don't like what I saw from Tennessee this past week versus Florida. I just think even though the Tide has been struggling, they'll figure it out. They'll get this dub. You have to understand they still have a freshman quarterback at Tennessee, and that's gonna make the difference in this ball game to me. Alabama, Milroe. I'm gonna go with Milroe over Nico. I got Alabama, even though it's on the road.
All right, y'all hear this? Yeah, I might have heard it. I got Alabama, bro. In my Forrest Gump voice. Alabama. I got them boys, bro. I think Tennessee, man. Tennessee's been cutting it close too often, too early and often. They should have lost last week. Alabama still smarting off that Vanderbilt loss, so they're on a revenge tour. They're gonna be beating people up until they run to Death Valley. So I got Alabama.
Reek has Tennessee. I'm gonna go Alabama. The more I watch Tennessee, the worse the less I like them. I think they continue struggling on offense. I don't know what it is. They lost to Arkansas. Then they struggled against Florida. They were down, I think, 10-0 at one point. Meanwhile, Alabama, sure, they haven't been perfect. I think they're the better team. They're more prepared. They've got better experienced quarterback right now. I just don't like what I'm seeing out of Tennessee. I actually think Alabama runs away with this one.
Wow.
I'm going to go something like 38-14, 38-17. I hope I'm wrong because I prefer the Volunteers pull it out, but I just think Alabama's playing better. They really are. All right, the big game of the week. Here we go. We've got Georgia coming to Austin to play the Longhorns. Who we got?
Man,
Also, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Reek has Georgia.
Man, I don't even need to think about this right now, man. I'm going with the Georgia Bulldogs in this one. I still think that this is, after losing to Alabama, I think they still are the best team. Quinn Ewers is going to be facing his toughest defensive task this season, man. Georgia is not Michigan. Georgia is not Oklahoma. Obviously, this team could run the ball. This team is throwing the ball on a high rate right now. Carson Beck nearly had 500 yards passing against Mississippi State. And this game is going to answer a lot of things. It's going to answer who is the kings of the SEC. I know LSU is climbing up there. I honestly feel like LSU right now is the third best team in the SEC right now. But when it comes to these two giants right now, this is what everybody's talking about. We're going to see what Carson Beck is capable of. He's going to get another crack at one of the best teams in the country, the Texas Longhorns. We're going to see how comfortable Quinn Ewers is, because he's going to go against this Texas this Georgia defense. And they definitely got to play better than what they did against last week against Oklahoma. I just like Georgia's team better overall, especially in these big games like this. And Georgia just can't afford to lose another big game like this. And I think Georgia will be ready. And I think it's just a lot of pressure on Texas, because if Texas loses this game, the quarterback talk is going to be brought up again. If Texas loses this game, it's going to get brought up again, because they were talking about it this past weekend. You think they're not going to talk about it now? It's going to be talked about again. And the game is in Austin, Texas. So no pressure, Texas. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of pressure on Texas this weekend. So I got Georgia in this game, though.
Okay. I'm with Q on this one. I said I think Georgia's the best team in the country. You know, at the end of the day, Texas, I gave them their flowers. They played great, but they played two teams that, when we give them their credit, two teams that can't throw the ball. Georgia can throw the ball. They can do things that other teams that they play can't do. And Kirby Smart doesn't lose to anybody outside Alabama. That the proof is in the pudding. Kirby Smart wins all those games. And then when you think about where Clemson is today, that team dominated Clemson. You can sit there and say it was the second half, whatever you want to say. Clemson, I even told Q on the show, Clemson should be ranked above LSU in the top 10, in my opinion, because what Clemson's been doing. And Georgia made them look like they couldn't move the ball at all. I honestly believe that Georgia's going to win this game in Texas, and they're going to prove that they're the best team in the country. And they may not move to number one because you got a team like Oregon that's undefeated, teams like Penn State. But I keep saying, if you put them on a neutral field against anybody, I'm taking the Georgia Bulldogs to win that game. I may be wrong, but I think they'll beat Alabama if they play them again. I just think Georgia's the best team in the country. I think Texas hasn't seen a team like Georgia, whereas Georgia has played against Clemson, has played against Alabama, and they've been in close games. Texas has been blowing everybody out. So now we're about to see about Texas.
Georgia. Georgia.
I'll let Jamie Foxx talk to y'all, man.
I thought for sure you was taking Texas because you've been disrespecting Georgia.
Nah, man. I'm taking Georgia because I think Texas receives this welcome to the SEC moment on this game. All right. You had a point. Only people that beat Georgia is Alabama. That's the only people that beat Kirby Smart, man. So, and I will say this: Carson Beck has looked much better throwing the ball in these last few weeks to me, and they can throw the ball now. They can throw the ball now. It's in Texas. That's the only thing that gives me a little pause.
That is the one thing.
That's the one thing that gives me a little pause. I think I picked Georgia being the best team in college football this year for a reason. And I think that this is what they needed to get themselves back on track. They lost to Alabama, who promptly lost to Vanderbilt, which is crazy. But I think that was a fluke. I do think Alabama beat them fair and square, and it was a real win. But I think that actually woke Georgia up. I think they woke Georgia up, and now they're playing like Georgia was supposed to be playing from the get-go. So I think that put them on a neutral field against Texas. I think that they beat the brakes off Texas. I think this will be a good game because it's in Texas. But I do have Georgia pulling it out. That defense is crazy. I didn't see anything that Texas did that would make me think that they were just head and shoulders above Georgia to be able to beat them. So, nah, man. I do like what Keough said. Couple of interceptions. They're gonna be calling for that Manning kid to get in there, bro.
Wow.
Couple of interceptions. They'll be calling for the Manning kid to get in there, bro. And I think he's gonna throw a couple of them. I think Ewers is gonna be throwing a couple of interceptions to the Bulldogs, and they'll be calling for the Manning kid to get in there. I don't think they're gonna put him in, but they'll be looking at it again. They'll be looking at him again.
And Yvonne, real quick before you go, before the season started, I said I didn't think nobody was gonna go undefeated. And if Texas was gonna lose, it has to be this game to me.
Okay, I think y'all are completely missing it, and I'm a little shocked.
Bias? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I really think I just can't believe that y'all are not seeing what I'm seeing out of Georgia. Georgia's not that good. They're not scrubs. They're not average. They're okay. They're solid. I don't think they're the Georgia that y'all think they are this year. I really don't. They keep struggling in these games, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I really don't think that they're that team. Every time I've watched Georgia this year, I'm like, all right, they look all right. They don't look like the Georgia of old. I think the difference in this game will be two things. Texas has the best offensive line in the country. So that's the thing that's worked for Georgia really well. They get to other teams' quarterbacks. They will struggle to get to Quinn Ewers this weekend. I really believe that. Number two, I don't like Georgia's offense, and I think Carson Beck's actually going to struggle against our defense. Remember the name, Anthony Hill, linebacker, monster. Last year came out, he was a freshman. He stuck out in that Alabama game when we beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Remember Anthony Hill, stud. He's going to be all over the field. I don't think it's a good matchup for Georgia. I really don't. Our offensive line is the best in the country. They will struggle to get to the Quinn Ewers, and I'm not sold on their offense. I really do not. And Keough, I totally disagree. The pressure here is on Georgia. If Georgia loses, they're at 2 losses. If they slip up against Ole Miss, they're not making the playoffs. Or if they can slip against anybody. I mean, they almost lost to Kentucky. If Texas loses, Texas at 1 loss, they'll still be probably ranked top 5. So Texas is fine with an L here. I really think you are missing it. Watch. The Texas offensive line is going to dominate this.
Let me ask you a question. You saying about Texas' defense. What quarterback have they faced that can sling the ball around like Carson Beck?
I think Carson Beck's a little overrated in my opinion.
Okay, but the last 2 times I've seen them play against a quarterback that can throw the football legitimately is Michael Penix last year, and y'all lost some people. I know that.
Sure.
And he torched y'all. And Dylan Gabriel had a good game against y'all last year, too, for Oklahoma. So I'm just saying, based on what I've seen from Texas. Now, granted, I'm not here to tell you Texas is not a good team. I just think that you're downplaying Georgia. Cade Klubnik looks like a Heisman contender now. But in that game against Georgia, he didn't look nowhere near that.
I agree with that.
He looked terrible against Georgia.
I agree with that. However, we made, since you're going off of last year, Milroe struggled against us. He looked like a damn stud against
but that's what I'm about to say. I think that with Milroe, he's a scrambling quarterback. Quinn Ewers is not that. And I think that some teams just struggle with that. And like I said, Georgia just struggles with Alabama. For whatever reason, they're throwing in their side.
Well, I think also another reason Cade Klubnik really struggled against Georgia is because Clemson's offensive line couldn't handle that defense line. I think Texas's offensive line is the best in the country. I really think that's going to help us here. I'm going Texas 27-21. I think Georgia's defense will keep them in it, but I don't think their offense will do enough. I got Texas.
Okay. Hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm glad you picked this. I can kind of.
And if Texas wins, y'all better get ready for next week. Because all y'all, including Reek, picked against them. I mean, all of y'all. I mean, I'm a little shocked because he was talking about his eyes. That's what I've been seeing. Like, not just I'm a Texas fan, but Texas has truly looked impressive. And every time I watch Georgia there, they look okay. I don't think they've looked great. I really don't.
I got a name for you. Nazir Stackhouse. You're bragging about the Texas offensive line. That's the nose guard for Georgia. Okay. He's a dog.
All right, let's see.
I got him in Ewar's face all night.
And be careful where Malachi Starks is going to be at the entire game also.
He was a scrub against Alabama.
He wasn't a scrub.
Yeah, he was. White
trick plays.
They got that white safety next to Malachi Starks.
He played well too.
He played way better than Starks. I was like, what am I watching?
Two trick plays that Alabama tried to run. Who stopped those two trick plays? That was wide open if it wasn't for Malachi Starks. And the tip ball that Williams caught, Malachi Starks tipped the ball. He just caught the ball. Like Malachi Starks play. He made a play.
All right, man. Let's go to the NFL now. Texas, Georgia goes down this Saturday.
Let's go.
Oh, baby. Oh, and I got LSU blowing out Arkansas.
Oh, I'm scared to death. I am scared to death.
Blow out after what I see from Garrett Nussmeier.
Please,
Keo is totally hyping y'all up just to mess with you.
Tyron Lacey, Aaron Anderson. Jesus Christ, man. All right, man.
Hey,
so let's go.
Listen out for this name too. Tre'Davious Green. Converted from tight end to wide receiver for LSU. 6'7", 260 pounds. He's a mismatch for any cornerback. He's gonna be given hell. He scored this past Saturday. He's a freshman.
And you can't teach that.
You can't
all right. Everybody's gonna be watching Texas, Georgia. Ain't nobody watching that game, man. Go ahead.
You'll see the highlights.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go to the NFL, man. The big story whiz. Davante Adams, man. If the saga is finally over, he finally gets traded to the New York Jets for a third-round conditional pick. So basically, the draft pick could lead up to a second-round draft pick, depending on how Davante performs. I think the only way to get a second draft pick is if the Jets are in the AFC Championship game or if he makes first team All-Pro. All right, man. So with that being said, man, Davante Adams is a New York Jet. The Jets are 2-4 right now. Does this fix the Jets' issues, what they have right now, by getting Davante Adams?
I'll say it helps them for sure, and their schedule helps them even more because their schedule is pretty easy the rest of the way. They do have Houston coming up. That's going to be a tough game, but remember Nico Collins is out. I don't know if he'll be back for that game. But this is Davante Adams, bro. Yes, it helps. Yes, it helps them. Now, I will say, Buffalo said, here's a chess move they had to make today as well. And we'll talk about that, I'm pretty sure, in a second. But, yeah, I think that this definitely upgrades them. Now you have two guys on the outside that Aaron Rodgers seems to be comfortable with, and Garrett Wilson, who he's been picking up the last couple of weeks. And now you bring in Tay. Lazard caught the Hail Mary. Yeah, it helps them for sure. But I think their schedule, more importantly, with Davante Adams, is what's going to help this team moving forward.
I think they're a little better, but I'm still not sure they're where they need to be just because of this. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you have receiver. You got Jerry Rice on one side, Randy Moss on the other. If your line can't block, the quarterback's not going to have enough time. And Rodgers has gotten beat up. Tyron Smith he's washed. I not like what I saw out of him. They need to put Fashanu in there, the tackle, that first rounder from Penn State. You drafted him. I'm sure you could take some pointers from Smith, but right now I'm sure he's better. They need to fix that lineup more than anything. I don't like how the defense is played. They could be much better. Anybody can run the ball on them. They can defend the pass, but teams are running it right down their throats. I think this makes the Jets a little better, but I don't think it's a huge upgrade in terms of how they are going to be as a team.
So
They might sneak into the playoffs, but I think at the end of the day, the line has to play better.
So you out on them as far as getting to the Super Bowl?
I am.
Okay.
Go ahead, see what's your thoughts on this Devontae Adams trade? How much better does it make the Jets?
Mildly better. Mildly. They have bigger problems than that, man. And the problem that they have is the organization itself. The organization is a pull and run organization. I will commend them for immediately after they lost last night, waking up in the morning, having it on their mind, and going and getting Devontae Adams. That does show that they're trying. They're trying, and it also shows us that Aaron Rodgers is running that organization. First, he got the coach fired that he didn't like. Now he goes to get his homeboy in. The day after the loss, he said, "See, after that, you see, he missed that pass. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. Get Devontae Adams in here. He doesn't miss that pass. I don't get that interception." So, and I think that's going to be the death of them, allowing him to run their organization like that. And he's not going to even be there next year. So they will have Devontae Adams next year, but who's going to be throwing to him? You know what I mean? So I think that it's good that they got him. He'll be there for him for probably another couple of years. They're not gonna have Aaron Rodgers to throw to him for another couple of years. But I think that they're 2-4.
Yep.
They can still make the playoffs. They're not making a run though. It's not like they're going to make a run. It didn't make them a Super Bowl contender in my eyes at all. The best thing on that team to me is Breece Hall.
Well, he finally woke up.
Yeah, like looking at him last night. Looking at him last night, I said, okay, this is who they were hyping up. You know what I mean? Because I just hadn't seen it. And looking at him last night, I was like, him and Garrett Wilson, they both had good nights. And I was like, them going and getting Devontae Adams, it may set back Garrett Wilson. To be honest with you, it may backfire on him. The future, because Devontae Adams was 33 years old?
31.
31. And Garrett Wilson is 24?
Probably.
I think that might make him take a step back. I think that he may take a step back. He's used to being the man over there. You bring in somebody else, now he's down to a number 2. Either it helps him because now he's not seeing as many double teams. But I don't think they were doubling him much at all anyway. But
well, you see, I disagree with that a little bit because at Ohio State he played with so many talented wide receivers. I think he'll be fine. He'll fit in with Devontae Adams.
Man, but this is the league. He's been the man. He's been the man since he's been in the league.
And the man got no wins.
Yeah. But you think that's his fault?
Well, we'll see, right?
He think that's everybody else's fault but his. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So I think it makes him a little better. I don't think it really moves the needle. I think it helps Devontae Adams. He revives his career a lot because he was dying over there in Vegas. So I like it for him. But I don't think it really moves the needle that much when it comes to the Jets.
I before you go, Keo, I actually love the Amari Cooper to Buffalo deal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I actually think Buffalo got much better.
Oh, Josh Allen needs help now. Okay, as far As far as Devontae Adams goes, I think it's a really good move for him. I think it makes them a lot better. Because now you're not your focus is not just Garrett Wilson now. Because I think I kind of felt like he was the only guy that could make the plays. Now that you got Devontae Adams, this is probably the best wide receiver duo in the NFL right now. You could make an argument about T. Higgins and Jamar. You can
That's
make
the
an
best.
argument about AJ and Devontae, but I think this two could go down as the two best this season. I think Devontae. I think if people threw it, if I asked like five random people in the streets right now that knew football, and I've asked them who's is Devontae Adams a top five wide receiver in the league, I think people would say yeah. And Devontae Adams has been putting up decent numbers since he's been with the Raiders with the guys that's throwing him the ball right now. And I think this makes this offense really dangerous. Aaron Rodgers has chemistry with Garrett Wilson. We all know the chemistry he has with Devontae Adams. I think it's going to be tough to defend against this team because you can't double team either guy right now because you can't double team Devontae. You can't double team Garrett Wilson now. So you're going to have to beat these guys one on one with good cornerbacks that you have on your team. And I think this is a really dangerous team moving forward, despite them being 2-4.
I think one thing we're doing is we're assuming that the chemistry still exists between Adams and Rodgers. I think what they had was special in Green Bay. That's been at least 3 years ago, right? 3, maybe 4 years ago now. So does that chemistry even still exist? Rodgers, he's shown that he's not the same quarterback that he was back then. And Devontae, he's been running around here. He's been infected with the Raiders virus. So we got to see if they're able to overcome that. If he has, is there a cure? Is there a cure for that?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a cure for it. I've seen a lot of people that left the Raiders and they've been
Randy
Who?
Moss.
better
Randy
plays.
Moss, one.
Randy Moss. Um,
Oh, how about your boy Derek Carr? Has he left the virus?
Yeah.
Ah, stop it.
He's in a better situation.
Man, he's the same player.
Well, Cooper was there. I mean, and Cooper's been decent everywhere.
Amari Cooper, yeah. You're right.
Cooper's been good. He's had an underrated career. That dude's at 10,000 yards.
Yeah, Amari Cooper's he's probably been more successful than even Randy Moss was.
That's because Moss was on the tail end.
Okay.
all right, so there was another trade that was made. Amari Cooper going to the Buffalo Bills, man. A lot of people like this move for the Bills. What's your guys' thoughts on this trade? The Bills acquiring Amari Cooper in the trade.
Let
me start. I love the trade. I love the trade. Amari Cooper's a very underrated wide receiver, and all he does is go out there and work, bro. All he does is go out there and work, and catch passes, bro. He doesn't care who's throwing them to him. He makes whatever quarterback he's catching balls from look decent at least. All right, so you look at his starting his career for the Raiders. Then he went to Dallas. Then he ends up in Cleveland. They sent this man to Cleveland to die, and he didn't. All he did was continue producing at a high level, and now
the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and so now he gets to go to a much better quarterback than he's been having over the last couple years for sure. At Jared Allen. So I mean, he's going to be the number one wide receiver over there, and I think who benefits from this the most is Keon Coleman. I think
Facts.
Keon Coleman has somebody who can come in there and show him how to be an NFL receiver. He's going to take some of that pressure off of him. Now he gets to be him. He gets to get those he gets to get those targets. He's gonna get a lot of targets that I say Jared Allen, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Anyway, bro, that Josh Allen is gonna he's gonna be targeting him a lot more because you are gonna have to double Amari Cooper. You're gonna have to double Amari Cooper, and guess what? Amari Cooper's still gonna catch the ball because Josh Allen's gonna put it in the right place. So I think this is a much better. I think that he's better than Diggs. I think that he's better than Diggs. I think that he fits in better than Diggs. He's Diggs without all the attitude, and all he does is show up to work and catch ball. So I think this is real big for the Bills. I think this makes them who's the best team in the AFC?
Well, I guess the Chiefs.
The
The Chiefs and Ravens.
Chiefs, Ravens. I think that solidifies them as the third best team in the AFC now.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I do like what you said about Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman goes to number 2. Shakur's in the slot, which I think that's just perfect for him. Dalton Kincaid, I think they relied on him too much. And they never threw him the ball a lot, but people thought he was going to be really good this year. But now you have Amari Cooper. I think the whole offense as a whole is going to be so much better with Amari Cooper there. So, yeah, I like this move for the Buffalo Bills. And I love it because the Jets thought to themselves, we was hitting the checkmate, and the Bills said, hold up. We beat you on Monday night, and now checkmate. Amari Cooper, come over here. So I like the move of Buffalo. I thought Buffalo was very strategic in this move.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I thought this was an awesome move. Amari Cooper, super underrated career. People don't realize 10,000 yards for Amari Cooper already. And now he's going to a situation. This is his best quarterback yet. He has not had a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Yes, Keo, that includes your boy Dak. It includes Deshaun Watson. This is his best quarterback. And he's got, I think, still plenty left in the tank. Like C said, he doesn't have attitude. He comes in. Even if he gets 2 balls, he still doesn't complain. He continues rolling. And then he always ends up getting 1,000 yards. I mean, he's got 6 1,000-yard seasons. I think Amari Cooper to the Bills is an awesome move for Keon Coleman, for Josh Allen, for everyone involved. I think that the Bills offense is legit, and I love this move. I love it.
This is a horrible move. Amari Cooper is no longer that guy. Obviously, his ass got shipped out to Cleveland for a 3rd round pick. It should have been a 5th round pick if it was me, because I don't think so highly of Amari at all. And I think the Bills were better off with hold on. I think the Bills are better off without Amari Cooper, because all that bitching and complaining that Josh Allen did, talking about Stephon Diggs, and now that he needs help. Josh Allen needs help. Josh Allen needs, I guess, a decent wide receiver, because obviously he don't trust in no Shakir. He don't trust in no damn Keon Coleman. He don't trust in no Dalton Kincaid. He don't trust any of those guys, man. So obviously
they were first in the division without Cooper.
So why do they want Amari Cooper now? You know why? Because
because they're a smarter franchise than the Jets.
This is exactly why. The freaking New York Jets landed Devontae Adams. They know damn well they don't have a chance to beat the New York Jets adding Devontae Adams. So they said, hey, let's go get Amari Cooper. And that's what exactly they did. The Bills need that help. Josh Allen needs that help, because Josh Allen ain't that quarterback like you think he is. If he's such an elite quarterback, he should have left freaking Amari Cooper alone and deal with the weapons that he has.
Why wouldn't you make your team better?
Why would you waste a draft compensation to get somebody like Amari Cooper who's not even gonna be there next year?
So you think he's washed?
Yeah, I think he's washed.
Man, so it doesn't matter.
I think he's
Josh
not.
Allen got a washed wide receiver.
I think he's not the type to get double team. I look at Amari Cooper the way I look at Gabe Davis, a guy
Okay,
that
so then
could do
it
completely do
shouldn't
nothing.
help Josh Allen. According to you,
It's
that should help
it's
him.
not. It's not going to help him. It's not going to help him at all. This does not. This does
Amari
not.
Cooper had 1,200 yards
With
with
the
Flacco last year.
when the year is over, Amari, when the year is
Y'all just be
over.
saying shit,
Hold
man.
on. Stop cutting me off. I let you talk. I didn't cut you off. When the year is over, Amari Cooper won't be the leading. He won't lead the team in receptions. He won't lead the team in yards. He won't even lead the team in touchdown receptions. I just don't think Amari Cooper is that guy. He's not the type to get double team. He's not the type that draws the attention. We've seen what happened when he was in Cleveland, and obviously we've seen why Amari Cooper. We've seen why Amari Cooper been getting shipped by teams throughout his entire career. So I guess this is how you guys feel about Amari Cooper, right? But go ahead, though.
Let me ask you a question. How those teams fared after losing Amari Cooper?
How does those teams in
the wide receiver department?
Dallas still got CeeDee Lamb.
They just got CeeDee Lamb. When did they let go of him?
When they drafted CeeDee Lamb? No, they were still on the.
They played together.
Yeah, they played together.
They did.
Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb played together.
Yes.
How long CeeDee been in the league, bro?
It's been like 4 or 5 years.
When LSU won the championship, that was his last year in college.
That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even matter because CD was young. But the point is, this is the best quarterback, Amari Cooper.
No, it's not. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback, man. There's a reason why Amari Cooper got that big contract, probably his biggest contract of his career. Can you say he's going to get another big contract? Oh, let's see if we can do it, Josh. A guy that you call an elite quarterback.
Next topic.
You guys call him a elite quarterback. I didn't call him a elite quarterback. You did.
He's been great this year.
Oh, great. Oh, so you care about regular season, not the postseason. Okay.
I'm saying that's all we can talk about right now. It's
all about what you do in the postseason, and we know what Josh Allen is known for in the postseason: an ultimate choke artist like Lamar Jackson.
Also, Keo, you said that Josh Allen was not going to have 20 touchdowns this year. Do you know what he's at?
What's the number?
What do you know what he's at this year?
No,
he's already at 13.
Hey.
And he's thrown 0 interceptions. Josh Allen is known sometimes as a turnover machine.
Yeah,
that's without a legit number 1. He hasn't thrown a single interception.
And now just think about when you have a number 1 now, and the number 1 demands you the ball. You'll see the turnovers piling up.
Okay, we'll see.
He's not that type of receiver, man. He's just going out there and work, bro.
He ain't the type of receiver. He's washed up, man. That's what Alabama wide receivers are doing. That's what Alabama wide. That's what Alabama wide receivers are known for, man. I mean, outside of Devontae Adams, who's the only decent Alabama wide receiver left in the NFL.
Wow.
Who got next one?
Waddle's not straight.
Huh? What?
You think he's not straight?
No, man.
Wow. I think Waddle's good. Obviously, the quarterback situation affects them, but
Amari Cooper is the best Alabama receiver.
No, it's not.
Ever?
No, in the last Saban era. Besides Julio.
Okay.
I forgot about Julio.
All right, let's move on over, man. So we're gonna be talking about the 2 teams, man. The New York Jets. No, not the New York Jets. The Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. 2 impressive wins this past weekend. A lot of both of these teams are on fire right now. The Lions look like their offense can't be stopped. The Baltimore Ravens, since they started 0-2, they won 4 straight games already. With that being said, man, who's the more dangerous team right now between the two from what you've seen so far?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I would have said the Detroit Lions until Aiden Hutchinson got hurt. That is a huge loss. He was my defensive player of the year, and he was on the way. He was having an awesome season. And now it looks like he's going to miss the whole season. They said small shot. He comes back by the NFC title game. But look, I would have really said the Lions because I think I had him in the Super Bowl. And he's their best defensive player. But that's a huge loss, man. Huge loss. I feel terrible for the Lions, but they're not going to the Super Bowl without Aiden Hutchinson. No way. Unless he somehow came back and was still the same player this season, it's not happening. I'd say the Baltimore Ravens. The one thing about the Ravens, they don't have any major injuries. And I'll go with the Ravens because of that. I feel terrible for the Lions. They're not that good. Not that good. They're not as good without Hutchinson.
Yeah, I'm going. Oh, go ahead. See, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I'm gonna be quick. I Baltimore. With Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, what we envisioned before the season started, these last 4 games, they've looked like it. It's scary, man. It's scary to have to deal with that. I told you on the show, the recap show, he has more rushing yards than Will Levis has passing yards. That's crazy to me.
That's a great running back.
So I'm just saying, like that, like to say he ran the football for more yards than Will Levis threw the ball for. That's crazy. But Baltimore and Lamar Jackson's having 300-yard days, so that just goes to show you that this team is hitting on all cylinders. And I'll even put another thing out there. I know the Lions wiped the floor with your Cowboys this past week.
Wow, you got to bring that up.
But can I finish? But we've seen that happen to the Cowboys this year. The Commanders have been competing and beating teams week in and week out, and Baltimore was like, yeah, y'all still a little brother to us. And they went in there and did what they do. So, yeah, I think Baltimore is dangerous right now.
All right. So, it's kind of a mixture of what y'all both said. If the injury hadn't happened to Hutchinson, I may have been leaning more toward Detroit. But the best performance Detroit put on all year was this past week. And it's hard for me to take that. I take that kind of with a grain of salt because we see what's been happening to the Cowboys, bro. So, that could be anything. That could be the Cowboys could be that bad, or Detroit could be that good. If I was Detroit, like the Jets woke up and traded for Devontae Adams, I would have the Raiders would have had to click over and answer my call because I've been calling for Max Crosby. If I was the Lions, I would have been calling for. Obviously, the Raiders, they're selling everything they're selling. Y'all selling, I'm buying. I'm buying. Send me Crosby down here, man. And that would have made up for it. And then when Hutchinson gets back, now you got the 2 best defensive ends in the league. But we're going to look at it like this, man. Kind of like what X said. We seen what the Commanders have been doing, and the Ravens looked at them and sat them down. Hey, bro, y'all good? Y'all not this good. You got little Lamar Jackson, but we got big Lamar Jackson right over here. And you got big Derrick Henry running like he's supposed to be running. Everything that we envisioned them being, the unstoppable rushing attack, that's what they've been these last 4 games. And I don't see them slowing down. You got to pick your poison with them. And Lamar's been throwing for 300 yards. To who? Zay Flowers? Come on, man. He still doesn't have any wide receivers. He's still making good use of everybody. And he's not even using his tight end like he's been using it. So if you can imagine that. I know at the beginning of the season, Likely had that crazy game, and everybody was like, okay, Isaiah Likely, he's gonna be that dude this year. But he hasn't. Mark Andrews has had 1 or 2 games where he's looked like Mark Andrews, but he hadn't been using his tight ends. He's just throwing into the open person, But all of that's being brought on by that Russian attack, which is leaving people open because you have to put 7 in the box, bro. You got to put 7, 8 in the box, and he was picking them apart with that because he's a real quarterback, and he's showing why he's been the MVP twice since he's been in the league. He can throw it, he can run it. Lamar Jackson, he has those boys clicking on all cylinders, so I'm definitely going with the Ravens.
Yeah, I definitely think the Ravens are more a dangerous team. Even if Aiden Hutchinson didn't get injured, I'm still going with the Ravens. If you ask me who has a better chance of beating the Kansas City Chiefs right now, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens. I think this year the Ravens got the best chance they could ever get beating the Kansas City Chiefs this year because they got a running game, man, with Derrick Henry, and he cannot be stopped right now. I think he scored a touchdown, has a rushing touchdown nearly every single game he's been in so far this season.
Yeah.
And then Lamar is throwing the ball though. I got to give him that. I think Derrick Henry and Lamar they should be in the Derrick Henry and Lamar they should be in the MVP conversation right now. They should be right now as we speak. And it's gonna be tough to beat this team because you got Lamar running the ball, you got Derrick Henry running the ball. You can't be stopped. You got a good defense also on the side with you. Also, the Ravens are a really dangerous team right now, and they're gonna be tough to beat moving forward. Starting 0-2, now they're 4-2 right now. That's good. I like the Ravens. All right, man. So with that being said, we're gonna go to our picks. Yvonne, let's go.
All right. So two Monday night games this week again. So we're not doing the crappy London game because it's too many games at that point. Like we got too many games.
Yeah, we don't need the London game.
Yeah, that London game's bad. All right.
5.
Yeah. With the NFL picks, C again is number 1, but it's only a 1-game lead, 29-15. X
You
and
only got to win by 1.
X and Reek are 28-16, 1 game back. Keo 27-17, so 2 games back. And I am finally over 500, 23-21. I have had a bad NFL year. This week was good, but man, I've been bad this year. So Thursday night game, Sean Payton goes back to New Orleans. Who we got?
I'm gonna shock y'all. I thought long and hard about this. I got the Saints.
Oh,
and
you didn't think long and hard.
I've never see. Have I picked the Saints on this show many times this year?
Nope.
I just look at what the Saints have. I'm hearing there's a good chance Taysom Hill may play. I know y'all might laugh about that, but but I'll say this: the Saints were down 17-0 in that game to the Bucs. Now they ended up losing the game. They have a lot of injuries. We understand that. C does the Saints report, the Who Dat report, and they have a lot of injuries. But to show that grit to come back and score that many points in the second quarter, I didn't do nothing in the second half. I'm not here to say that. But I think they're gonna get the Broncos. The Broncos are not that good. I got the Saints in this one.
Well, you've been saying the Broncos ain't that good the last 3 years.
They ain't been.
But they do have Patrick Surtain, who I've been trying to get to come to the Saints.
Well, Patrick Surtain's going to be out. He's got a concussion.
That's even a bigger issue.
He's got a concussion, but so does Chris Olave. The Saints might as well put C and Jasper out there at receiver this week because they got some scrubs playing at receiver.
I'm cold as hell at receiver.
Hey, look, the Saints are all bad right now. The Broncos aren't great, but their defense is good. Their defense is actually solid. And I just don't see how the Saints score on them this week at all. I really don't. I think it's a bad matchup for the Saints offense. Sean Payton also knows the Saints roster really well. Man, give me Denver. Denver, and Reek's got him as well. Sean Payton knows that team. He's going to beat them.
Okay, we'll see.
Go ahead, Keo. Say the best for last, bro.
Uh-oh.
I got the Denver Broncos in this game to win. Obviously, you going against your old coach, and he knows the Saints better than anybody when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. Um, and you may have Spencer Rattler starting that game, but the Broncos also got a young quarterback starting that game, which is Bo Nix, and he's been playing, decent as of late. And I just trust the Broncos defense more than the Saints. I like the Broncos in this game. I think Broncos take the W.
Hey, y'all lose this game, your season's over.
And wrong. All right. So let me go ahead and say nobody's surprised that y'all picked the Broncos. I am surprised that X picked the Saints. That scares me. Scares me a lot. But I understand he's trying to climb up in the standings. I got it.
Nah, bro. I think they're gonna beat him. I think they're gonna win because they're going against Sean Payton.
Yeah,
they're gonna take that personal.
And the only thing about this is, like I said, man, we have a lot of injuries, bro. A lot of injuries. And Rashid Shaheed may not even play. No. he may not even play. So that's gonna leave us down to a whole bunch of guys that I don't even know. For this game. We got Bub Means. We got Bub Means, who actually had a good game last week. And Cedric Wilson, the former Cowboy. The best thing about him is his name. At wide receiver. So
I see some guy y'all got starting named Jasper Francis. He's starting. y'all just pull anybody off the street now, huh?
Like yeah, he might be starting at center, bro. He'll be the 5th starting center in 5 weeks. But one thing, like X said, that gives me hope for them is the comeback that they did. 17-0, down 17-0. They could have turned it off right then.
Yep.
They mounted a comeback, took over the lead. The second half, that's when you see that you have a young quarterback. Yeah. A young quarterback who hadn't seen any NFL action in real life before. So he couldn't put up any more points. And we're not going to even talk about our defense. This is one of the only times that I will allow any Dennis Allen slander, because I ask anybody. I asked box office. I said, "What is Harbaugh great at?" He couldn't give me nothing.
No,
yeah, Dennis Allen's is great at. He's great at defense, but you allow them boys to put up 50 points on us. I don't like it. I don't like it. If we could find somebody else, if we had a head coach in waiting, I would approve getting rid of Dennis Allen after that game. I would approve of it. But
just let Clint be it for the rest of the year.
But shit, and look, Clint after game 2, I would have been with you. But Clint hadn't made any adjustments. We've had injuries. Clint hadn't made any adjustments.
Well, I know who I want. I've been saying I want Ben Johnson from the Lions. I think that's the guy you should go after this year.
I don't know. He's gonna get an interview. I know that. But I don't agree with box office. Our season isn't over if we lose this game. I give you November 3rd. November 3rd. That's my date. That's my D date. That's my D date. That's when we play the Carolina Panthers. That's the get well game. That's when we can have Eric McCoy back and possibly Derek Carr, Taysom Hill. What's our guard name?
Bruh.
At 2-6, it's too hard to come out of that hole.
Have you seen?
You can play Carolina 5 times at 2-6, and I still think it's tough.
Have you seen our schedule?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. I got you losing this week. I got you losing to the Chargers, and then November 3rd, like you say, you got Carolina. But then right after that, you got Atlanta, who's not an easy team. You got the Rams later. The Rams will be healthy by then. This is December 1st.
We will too.
the Commanders, who actually look good, the Packers, who are good. You got Tampa again. I don't think your schedule is as easy as you think it is.
I think it's manageable. I think we match up good with everybody. Healthy, I
Now
think
if you're at 2-6, though, that's the thing. You're gonna lose
number one game at a
here and
time.
there.
I don't think we're gonna be 2-6.
Next
I don't think
game,
we're
man.
2-6.
Let's go.
I got the Saints. I got the
Good
Saints.
job. I
Bring,
thought you was gonna pick the Broncos.
No, man. Bring Peyton on. You can
Sean
bring
Payton.
Peyton Manning in there, Sean Payton, Peyton from my third grade class. I don't give a damn. We're gonna send them out of there with an L because the Saints are gonna be ready for this Thursday night game, and we're gonna put the league on notice that hey, we ain't no easy win. We ain't no easy win, sucker. Bet that.
See, this is that delusional stuff. Y'all gotta be more realistic.
The Broncos is delusional because we're beating the Broncos.
Anything.
Next game, man.
We got Jasper playing out there, bro. Come on now. All right, next game. Lions at Vikings division game.
Ooh, the Vikings are coming off of a bottle too. I'm gonna take the Lions. I just can't believe that the Vikings are gonna stay undefeated this long. I'm gonna take the Lions. If the Vikings win this week again, I'm gonna be like, God damn, bro, like y'all boys 6-0 for real. I'm gonna take the Lions
at Vikings.
At Vikings.
Ew.
I'm gonna take the Lions.
Hey man, I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions just because they look so good this past weekend. Their running attack is crazy. I only rival that to the Ravens. Their running attack is crazy. That two-headed monster. That's something that I think that it's going to travel well for them. It's going to travel well for them because they bullied the hell out of the Cowboys, bro. And I look at Minnesota. I think Minnesota everything has just been going right for them. I think they're gonna face some adversity this week, and the Lions are gonna win.
Yeah, I got the Lions too. I just think I'm not completely sold on Minnesota. I'm more sold on Detroit, even with the injury. I think this Minnesota takes their first L. I got the Lions.
All right. Reek has the Vikings, and so do I. I love picking teams off a bye. Aiden Hutchinson is over here hurt. Minnesota's at home. Give me Minnesota. All right. Next game, I think could be the game of the week. Low key. Texans at the Packers.
Packers. They're going to win this game. They're going to beat the Texans. I said it going into the season, the Packers are one of those teams that could have the best record in the NFL. I love Jordan Love. I drafted him in fantasy. I figured he would have a good season, him and Reed. I just like that team a lot. I think the Packers are going to beat the Texans for sure in Green Bay.
I got the Texans. I think the Texans just have a better squad from top to bottom. That killer Joe Mixon is back. And you see what a difference he makes once he's on the field.
New England. Stop.
Yeah. I don't care. Their NFL team, you play who you on the schedule, who's on your schedule. And he's done that every game he's played. We're not gonna act like he ain't did that.
Well, we'll see what he does this week.
Yeah, and he gonna do the same thing, bro.
I got the Packers though. With it being in Green Bay, I think being in that Green Bay Lambeau Field weather, I think it's gonna affect the Texans in this game. I got Green Bay.
All right, Reek's got Green Bay. I thought Christian Watson was their best receiver. X, you said Reed. It's convincing me slowly. Reed's more consistent. I got Green Bay, though. It's in Green Bay. I think they're the better team right now. I think the Texans are much better when Nico Collins is in there, but he's out. I need Green Bay. All right. Next game, Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs at the 49ers in the Bay Area.
In San Francisco, I still got the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all might think I'm wilding with that. Kansas City, man. I'm not picking against Patrick Mahomes right now. They're not even playing good. Do y'all realize that Patrick Mahomes' numbers are not even that good?
Yeah, I
And
think
yet
6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
that's crazy, and yet they're undefeated. Travis Kelsey's getting back involved in this team as far as being productive. Kareem Hunt knows the system. He looked pretty good last week. Well, the week before. I got the Chiefs. The Chiefs are gonna beat the Niners.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes hadn't been putting up any gaudy numbers. Somebody tried to trade me him in fantasy today, and I said I declined the trade super fast. But yeah, I got the Chiefs though. Chiefs way better than the Niners right now. At this point in the season, the Niners have lost so many games that they shouldn't have. Nobody would have thought they would ever lose, and I would think that they would lose to Kansas City. So, hey man, that Christian McCaffrey not having him means a lot.
And
And
Jordan
so
Mason might not play.
Jordan Mason, oh man, it's a blowout if he don't play.
He's questionable.
Is Mitchell playing?
No, he's on IR.
Oh no, it's a blowout. It's a blowout if Mason don't play. I think it may keep it close because it's in Frisco if he does. But no, I got the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs are coming off a bye, like Mr. Box Office likes to say. Go ahead, Keo.
Listen, man. Let me tell you.
Set a straight, Keo.
Let me tell you something about the best quarterback in the NFC, man, by the name of Brock Purdy, man. So according to PFF, ProFootballFocus.com actually graded Brock Purdy as the best quarterback this past week in Week 6, and we've seen what he did in Week 6.
About the other 5 weeks.
I think. Hold on, I'm talking. It's my turn. So as far as this game goes, the Niners had the circle on their schedule. The Chiefs haven't been playing their best football as of late. This game, like you mentioned, the game is in San Francisco. At this point now, I don't think it matters who the Niners running back is in this game. If it's Jordan Mason, if it's Garfano, I think that's his name. He actually had a decent game when after Mason got injured. The passing game is picking up more. Purdy actually been playing well as far as throwing the ball. Getting the ball to George Kittle, Ayuk, Debio, and they just got a lot of weapons on that team as far as the wide receivers go. And the Niners at home, they got this circled on their date. And I just think that the Kansas City is bound to lose the game. And this game will be a huge road test for him and a road test for the Chiefs. And I don't think the Chiefs pull it off, though, man. I think the Niners will win this game. I got the 49ers winning this game in Santa Clara.
Okay. Stat of the day. Andy Reid is 28-3 when his team is coming off the bye and the other team is not. Andy Reid is known for his extra bye week, extra week off, and playing well after that. I really want to go with the Niners, but I think it's bad timing. No CMC. Reed's coming off a bye. Man, unfortunately, I have the Chiefs, but I'm rooting for the Niners.
Oh,
Yeah, you know who you're rooting for.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
I'm so tired of the Chiefs, but it is what it is.
We're never tired of Brock Purdy, though.
Reek also has the Chiefs. All right. Sunday night game. Jets at the Steelers. And by the way, there's rumors that Russell Wilson is getting first team reps. I don't know what that means.
That's all I needed to hear. I got the Jets. Russell Wilson. Kia, you said Cooper's washed. I've been saying for years Russell Wilson's washed. I got the Jets beating the Pittsburgh Steelers despite the Steelers defense being really good. And Najee Harris finally had a good game.
Against the Raiders? What?
Hey, you're right. But I just feel that's stupid for you to be benching Justin Fields at this point. You're 4-2. I think he has some decent numbers. I don't understand it, but hey, I got the Jets, man. And they said Adams may play, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Adams is going to play. He's going to play, but it's going to be spoiled because Russell Wilson is going to lead the Pittsburgh Steelers to a victory, bro. I got the Steelers. I tried to make myself think that the Jets are good. They not though, man. They not. Even with the Devontae Adams addition. I I think them and the Steelers are what and what. And they said they're playing in Pittsburgh, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all the difference I need. Right there. I think they're what and what with the Steelers, which the Steelers have a better record than they do. I think Devontae Adams just brings them up to the Steelers level. And I think Justin Fields was doing a decent job, but what they lost their last two games, right?
No, they
They
beat
won-
the,
they
they
won
beat
them.
Vegas this week.
Oh yeah. Well, they lost two of their last three.
Yeah, they lost to Mike Colts, and who else did Pittsburgh lose to?
No, I can look it up.
You know who they lost to.
Oh,
the Cowboys.
That kind of puts a damper on it. But but it kind of shows me, like I said, that gives that he left the door open for Russell Wilson to be able to come back. He left the door open for Russell Wilson to come back. So them starting Russell Wilson as they were planning on doing at the beginning of the season, I think I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, if he goes in there and stinks it up, he's got a very short leash. They're gonna put the hook on him real quick. If he goes out there and stinks it up, let him throw 2 interceptions in the first half. Second half, you'll see Justin Fields coming out as starting quarterback. I can guarantee it. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna win this game.
I'm climbing up to catch you. See, I'm climbing up.
I
Go
got
ahead.
the Jets.
I'm picking the lad after this week.
I'm taking the Jets. I got the Jets in this game.
Okay. I got the Jets too. Mike Tomlin's a good coach, and he usually knows what the hell he's doing. I don't know what the hell he's doing with this Justin Fields stuff. You just won. I understand he hasn't been amazing, but he hasn't been terrible either. And if you put Wilson in there, I feel like there's no chemistry yet with the team, and you're 4-2. You might as well keep the chemistry you have. I don't know what Mike Tomlin is doing here, honestly. If it's true that actually Russell Wilson will start, I've got the Jets and Devontae Adams scores.
Oh,
And
wow.
Russell Wilson is not going to be amazing when he gets in
Right. This isn't Seattle 2013. Like I don't know what Mike Tomlin really thinks. If it's that big of an upgrade.
I think he just trusts him more. I think he trusts the veteran more than the kid who can move around a little bit more. Justin Fields, I actually think he's Russell Wilson 2.0, to be honest. Without the good decision making as a young Russell Wilson. But I think he does, as far as looking at him, he looks like Russell Wilson did to me. But Russell Wilson, I think his decision making is a little bit better, and maybe that's what Tomlin may see in him.
Okay. All right. So Keo, you had the Jets, right?
Yeah.
All right. 2 Monday night games. Before y'all pick, tell me, by the way, how y'all feel about these 2 Monday night games, because they used to do it like once or twice a year. Now they've done it like 3-4 times a year.
Hate it.
The first matchup is, I think, the better matchup. We'll go with the Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But tell me what y'all think about the 2 Monday nighters.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, it's dope. I like that.
No, not this matchup. I'm talking about 2 Monday night games in general.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
I like
football.
it. I like it. More football for me. So so I do like it.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it. I know they used to do it the first game of the season. I didn't like it then. I was like, well, I mean, one of the games would always be good and the other game would be some meh. But this one, I'd rather them play most of the games on Sunday and then they have that one game to focus on Monday. I liked it a lot better. It's just like people that aren't going to watch both games, and both games aren't even going to be good. So why do that? Just let one of the other teams play on Sunday, man, and just let the best game be on Monday. They could even make that change right now, and everybody be fine with it.
I agree. I don't like the 2 Monday night games, and I watch them both. I have both up at the same time. But the thing is, for me, it's just I like the tradition of looking forward to one Thursday night game and one Monday night game, and the rest on Sunday. I don't know. I don't know if I like this that much, but y'all go ahead. It's the Ravens in Tampa.
I got Baltimore. Baltimore to me is a scary team at this point. Keel's right on the mark when he says Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are MVP candidates. I know that Baker Mayfield's looked really good this season so far, but the way that this team runs the football, they just control the clock. I got Baltimore even in Tampa Bay.
Oh, all right, I'll go. I got Baltimore. Tampa Bay looked really good against a depleted Saints team, and they looked good all season, to be honest with you. But they haven't looked Baltimore Ravens good. So the game is in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're gonna take an L in Tampa. They don't have anything. They don't have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing for Lamar Jackson. If they let our rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler reel off 20 straight points against them, Lamar's gonna do that plus some. And of course, they stopped our rushing attack, but our offensive line is depleted. The Ravens have all of their offensive linemen in, and dare I say it, the best running back in football right now. I see them running all over them, and beating the Buccaneers.
Yeah, man. I got the Ravens in this matchup also. I think this is gonna be the toughest test Tampa Bay's gonna face. And I think after this game, I'm gonna kind of determine what type of team Tampa Bay is gonna be moving forward this season. So I got the Ravens though.
Okay. I think the Bucks have found something with Bucky Irving, though.
Yes.
He's better than
He's
better than Rashad White.
I think so too.
Yeah. The Ravens are a better team. Reek's got the Ravens. I got the Ravens. We all got the Ravens. They're the better team. Tampa, to me, as soon as they get a big win, the next week they kind of fall off, and it's a constant thing with them. I've got Baltimore. All right, last game, also Monday nighter. C's favorite coach, Jim
I
Harbaugh.
swear, I was about to say the same thing. I swear.
He goes and plays Kyler Murray in Arizona. Who we got? Reek's got the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, see, this is your favorite coach, Jim Harbaugh, man. I got the Chargers, but surprisingly, I picked all the road teams besides Green Bay and New Orleans. I got all the road teams this week. It's a road team type of weekend. Even in college football, I picked Georgia to go to Texas and win. It's the road this week. We're gonna hit the road, baby. On the road again, baby. On the road. I got and J.K. Dobbins, man. Oh my God. Hey, he's looking good. Keel, hey, I'm not trading him, Keel. Don't stop harassing me. I got the Chargers, baby.
Damn.
I got the Cardinals, bro.
Oh my God.
I got the Cardinals.
Marvin Harrison's not playing, I think, right?
I don't expect him to because he finished with a concussion. Usually, when you have a concussion, you're out the following week.
That's true. That's true.
Don't switch.
And that boy Malik Neighbors needs 2 weeks because he's out partying.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Anyway, I switch. I'll go with the Chargers. No Marvin Harrison Jr.
Why'd you tell him?
No Marvin Harrison Jr., man. No chance. No chance. That's what you got.
Okay, Vince. Go ahead. Or Keel.
Don't mention that predator.
Get out of here.
Okay, so I got the Chargers, man. I think J.K. Dobbins is starting to become one of my favorite running backs. I think I'm about to send. I think I'm about to send. I think I'm about to send some trades out for J.K. Dobbins after the show ends. I got the Chargers.
Chill, keep that in the gym. Send me Bucky Irvin though.
All right, see, I'll tell you 3 things that Jim Harbaugh is good at as a coach. All his teams,
Great, Ed.
great, sure. All his teams are physical. All of them. All his teams turn physical. Even the Chargers. You would say probably the Chargers have been one of the soft teams every year. This year, they're a very physical team. Second thing he's good at, always having a consistent run game. All his teams are run teams, and they all run well. Third thing, he is good at developing quarterbacks. Kaepernick, Alex Smith even played well before he replaced him. He just thought Kaepernick was better. J.J. McCarthy turned him to a national champion, and I think he'll take Herbert way deeper than Herbert's been in his career. Those are your 3 things Hardball's good at. With that being said, I got the Chargers. They're going to make the playoffs. The Chargers make the playoffs.
Talk that talk.
They're going to make the playoffs, and I had them borderline going into the season, like 9-ish wins, 10-ish. They're definitely going to make the playoffs.
Hey, Yvonne.
It's 3-3. You got them making the playoffs, but the Saints are done at 2-4.
No, I expect the Saints to lose this weekend, though. So I got the Chargers winning. That's huge.
Hey, Yvonne, I just want to put this out there before we get to our shout-outs. There have many people before the season telling me, X, you wild, and the Chargers are the worst team in this division. Are you kidding me?
I don't know who said that, but
yeah, who the hell said that? But anyways, man, let's go to our shout outs. Let's go.
Hey, shout out to y'all boys. I'm not even gonna cap on here. Hey man, I am super nervous about this Saturday. LSU, please don't get me high like I've been this past week and then go to Arkansas and lose this game because I don't want to hear Mr. Box Office or the certified hater himself telling me, oh my God, y'all lost to Arkansas. I don't want to hear that. Hey, don't let me down. Nuss, you in the driver's seat. You're making your statement week in and week out to be a Heisman candidate. I know Mr. Box Office don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. So LSU, please don't let me down. That's my shout out, man. And shout out to LRCH for this fire hat, man. Go Tigers.
But you guys still lost.
Hey, hold on. Don't be disrespectful. We're 5-1. We did lose, but we about to shake back this week. Calm that down. We coming.
All right,
I'll go next. Look, I root for the best team in the nation.
Oh my God.
Hey, I don't know what y'all see in Georgia. Yeah, I think y'all are based off of Georgia's reputation in the last 5-6 years. Hey, I'm telling y'all, that offensive line is going to hold Quinn down. He's going to tear him up, and Texas is going to win. Hook 'em horns.
Nah, man. I'm going to tell you this. And I told y'all at the beginning of the season. I told y'all at the beginning of the season that those LSU Tigers were going to make the playoffs. And right now, I'm telling you, they're getting closer and closer to being national championship contenders. All right? Not closer and closer. They're getting better every week, people. Every week. This is not the same team we saw in week 1. You gotta admit that. If you can't admit that, that's just a hater in you.
And they let that one slip. They could have won that one too.
Yeah, they could have won that one too. And in Texas, I think y'all come back down to earth. I think after this weekend, LSU and Texas is gonna have the same record. And then we can talk. All right. All right. And as far as my Saints, like I said, man, November 3rd is the date. November 3rd is the date.
He can't wait till they play Carolina because that's the only guaranteed win.
That's the get well game. That's the get well game. We should be healthier then. So you go out there, you beat up on Carolina, and you make a run. So we'll see then. We'll see all the giggling then. All that giggling gonna stop. Watch that.
Me and Keo haven't stopped giggling since Sunday.
That's what schoolgirls do.
I don't know what he's giggling for. Are y'all still them boys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're not playing this week, so I can't answer that question.
no. You have the answer. You know that. You know the answer. All right, anyway, man. My last bit of shout outs, I always go to my family. Hunter, Morgan, Tori, Christian, Lee, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I'll see you in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia, I love you too. I'll see you in just a second. And the Pat Paps babies, my grandchildren, Marcel Carter Bryant and Azaria Grace Bryant, who had her baby dedication over this past Sunday, which is why the Saints went down 17-0 because I wasn't watching. But anyway, it's all good. It's y'all boys over there at the NBS, man. Appreciate y'all boys for having me on. I'll be back next week to slap y'all boys around and celebrate another Tiger and LSU victory. Boot up or shut up. You know what I'm talking about?
All right, man. Shout out to all you guys tonight on tonight's show. Shout out to the 82 people that tuned in tonight. So shout out to you guys. Make sure you go subscribe to the channel. This is episode 63 of the Nbs Show. Make sure you go check out the content, man. We got a lot of things coming out this week, so make sure you look out for that. But with that being said, this is the Nbs Show, and we'll see you guys next time. We out.